It's here.
You got it? You see it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Hey, everybody. This is Johnny Beane. It's 8:10 Eastern Time. There we are. On September 24th, 2019. Welcome, everybody. Talking guitars and 80s metal. Yeah, that's right, Ken Kodor. We're live. And we got David Nesdahl.
Hi.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm awesome.
How's everyone doing? Hey, in the chat, everyone.
Uh-huh. How should we do this? I can see an arm. Oh, there we go.
Oh. Oh,
Oh.
hi, everybody.
There we go.
What's going on?
Dave, who's there?
Pete, Caleb.
Hey, you guys.
What's up?
What's up?
Boys and girls and everyone.
Wow.
What y'all doing? Oh, that's
Oh, thumbnail.
thumbnail. Sorry.
Yes.
Man, so I guess it's Pete. It's great to see you, man.
It's great to see you, Johnny.
Great to see you. And Caleb, man, have you had a long day?
Extremely long day. Remind me never to take a red eye and then stay up the whole day next day.
Oh no.
It's crazy.
So yes, it'll be nice to hit the pillow tonight.
He came all the way to New York to get good pizza.
Yeah, I did. We had dinner down the block here. Amazing.
The 50 light switch went off. He needs a nap.
Oh.
He's on the back nine. Now he needs naps.
Mhm.
Right. Oh
Yeah.
that's
Happy
right.
birthday.
Right. Yes.
Happy belated birthday. Well, yesterday was your birthday, right? Was it today?
It's the day before.
Wow.
I'm 50 in two days.
Happy belated birthday.
Thank you, Desiree.
Well, the next two years will be the two best numbers ever.
Right? 5150.
I had to think about that for a second.
Yeah.
I'm not quite there yet.
Uh-huh.
I'll be there.
It's too bad we don't age backwards, huh? Then it would be awesome.
Well, I hear once you hit 70, you start aging backward in the mind.
And shrinking.
And the underpants.
Yeah. Oh,
Leakage.
Yeah.
Oh man.
They don't call them the golden years for nothing.
Oh no. Wow.
Very funny.
Yeah, so we're waiting for Mancuda.
Of course.
As soon as I see him, I'll let him in, but I haven't heard. Hopefully he's okay. And wow. So let's see.
I can't read the chat from this far away.
I'll do it. All right.
Okay.
Roll up for it. Or you
Who do we got?
Do
Who's
it.
in there?
All right. Roll call. We got Jim Nicholas. We got Bam Motzi. We got Eduardo Marino Porto. We got Phil Mosley Music. We got Mop 3 Play then.
That's upside down. Read it
Okay.
backwards.
Oh, upside down back. That's very smart.
That's edgy.
You got me. We got Joe Hervey.
Joe Hervey.
That's not upside down, right?
Yeah. Joe Hervey lives here on the island.
Joe Hervey's on the island. You got Amanda Coombs all the way from Canada. And
That's Canada.
Canada, if you're not from Canada. Spell it wrong or pronounce it wrong. James Severin. We got Soda. Did I already read Soda? We got Ken Kodor. We've got John BL. What's up? We got Mr. BHBA Jr. Is that Bruce?
I think so.
Okay.
Bruce.
We have Gary Tholander. We have, did I say Jim Nicholas already?
Yep.
Okay.
Hey now.
And R2R3, Locking Nut. And
We'll just call him John.
I don't know if that's his name or not.
I know. It's just easy.
blank palette 2, not blank palette 1. Blank palette 2 is here. Blank palette 1.
Wouldn't blank palette 1 just be blank palette?
Maybe. Or maybe blank palette 2 is blank palette 3 because blank palette 1 is actually blank palette 2. Now your head should explode on that.
Oh,
It's like
Fruitcake Tony.
It's like the chicken foot record.
Fruitcake Tony's here. Frank Corcoran is here. Vista Light.
Fruitcake Tony doesn't sound anything like what his name projects. You know, like, hey, Funko.
Hey, Fruitcake Tony.
Not like that.
No. Sounds like you never want to call someone named Tony a fruitcake. Probably could end badly.
Damn call sign.
Right? We got Stream Elements. And Mitch Heyman. What's up, Mitch? We got Nightbot. Hey.
Hi.
Alley Cat. Yo. Thomas Santiago. And Fret Level Midnight. The dad is here. That's a question he's got right there. Or
Ask him.
it's like a
Well,
statement,
read it.
actually. It says, for all of you in the Midwest, the Frankie and the entire display at the Met is coming to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland. No way. In November. I have to say, I'm excited since I'm in Ohio. I did not know that. Did anyone know that it was moving?
Are you in Ohio?
I did.
No, I didn't. But the Chad is.
Yes, the Chad is.
He's announcing that.
Yeah.
I think that's breaking news. Did anyone else know that?
The Chad is a very good friend of mine.
Yes.
I have quite a few of my guitars because of the Chad.
The exhibit is going to be moving to Cleveland, Ohio, to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, where it should be.
In fact, the name of this guitar is called the Chad.
No way.
Yes. Yep. I named it after my buddy Chad. If it wasn't him, I wouldn't know.
And I think we're close to the bottom here. Hugh Caldwell, Dwight Bailey, how are you? Alex Radford, and we're live.
Hey, Alex.
Alface just showed up.
Are you ready, man? Okay, here we
Anyway,
go.
after the show tonight,
Oh, no.
what?
Oh, no.
Oh,
Oh,
oh, boy.
I don't know what's happening.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. That's great.
Tony.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you. I'll see you next week. Oh shit, we're live. Well,
We just
Hey!
You're shaving, right?
Hey! Out there.
All right, Mom, turn it off.
I was just making some extra guitar money, and I didn't realize we were live yet. Oh, and let me just get up off my knees.
Thought this was a fucking family program.
Hey, we're live. We're live. It's all good.
Oh,
Thank you, Upside Down.
Holy shit. Hey, Upside Down, you're paying me money too.
oh my gosh.
Holes in the suburbs.
Hold on, I got to gurgle with our sponsor, Bang Energy Drink.
Your sponsor.
So we're live.
Hey.
We're on Tuesday. Oh, hey, Caleb.
Aaron. Yeah, glad you can make it.
Above me that his balls are resting on my head now.
I give
I'm
feedback.
dusting your balls. Hi, Pete.
What's going on, man? Good on.
How are you, brother?
Good, man. All good.
Let's just say that was an entrance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Or what did they pay for the entrance?
$40.
Yeah, okay. Good. Well, how do you top that?
Like
I don't know, man. I'm sure I'll figure out a way. There's a lot of cool guitars to buy.
Uh-huh.
Wow, they're gone already.
no, it's gonorrhea.
Amanda Coombs, Joe Hervey. Oh, you guys did roll call.
We did it already.
All right.
Because if you come on time,
Whoa.
if someone would come on time.
Whoa.
Someone came a little late.
Whoa.
We're past the first minute, right?
We're 11 minutes in. Yeah.
Oh, good.
What's your rate?
Huh?
What's your rate per minute?
Well, we'll have to talk after.
Oh, I'm not in LA, so we're good.
Oh, yeah. No, I'll travel long distance to make money. I'm a greedy fuck.
You need to start showing your guitar now because we're only going to be on another 5 minutes.
Oh, man.
Wow.
All right. So, welcome. Welcome, everybody, to Tuesday.
Mhm.
Jim Nicholas, guitar on the shelf over here. That's my my Robin medley, the pink Robinite one I had on the show a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it's a cool guitar, man.
You're all looking in judgment at me. I see you're all like, look at that.
Can't do it.
All right.
It's been a long day over there.
Well,
Yeah. All right. So we all swallowed our pride today. How we doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Hey, first let me say thank you to Phil Mosley for that guitar pick the other day. And speaking of guitar picks, so Mike Neese sent one to Johnny the other day. I saw a pink Van Halen pick. And Johnny looks at it, and Dave goes, "Oh, you know who would go gaga for that pick?" And Johnny goes, "Yeah, I know who." And the audience is like, Mancuda. And Johnny's like, not even mentioning my name. He's just like, in my pocket. Not sharing today, Mancuda.
There's the Phil Mosley one.
Thank you, Phil Mosley. That was very cool.
These are great picks, actually. I was using this one the other day, and they're awesome.
Cool, man.
Question for you.
Looking forward to it. I mean, these are my standby.
oh, the chat.
The chat.
The chat.
Yeah,
These are my
yes.
standard.
First of all, I can't read the chat
Picks.
from this. Shush.
Yeah.
I can't read the chat from this far away, so
The question was, how long is the exhibit going to be at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? And I think the Chad, since he broke the news, could answer that. Chad,
yeah, Chad, answer that for us. 'cause
Answer that.
I don't know. I didn't even know it was going to be there.
yes, the breaking news tonight is that the Play It Loud exhibit that I'm actually in New York for, which I'm going to see on Thursday, is ending on October 1st, and it's going to move to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland.
I may have to go to another state to see it.
Or you could just go on Thursday.
I may have to go to another state for tax evasion.
Well, there's 49. Plus confusion.
Let's see. I'm just reading the chat. Long Island Hype. So you guys came over for pizza and bagels, I imagine?
Pizza.
Pizza.
No bagels.
No bagel.
No bagels.
No, why?
Not yet.
They go together, man.
The morning, baby bagels.
Yeah. Yeah, and you guys know I'm from Long Island too, so I get the pizza bagel thing
Where?
I live in Ohio. So
everywhere.
I need to go see.
Smithtown.
It's 10 minutes from me.
Where is it?
10 minutes from me. I'm in Iceland.
Oh, less than 10 minutes, brother. Yeah, I'm over at Smithtown over by Hop Park.
Yeah.
So,
We're
real
close.
close. Cool, man.
I'm just gonna go trim your folks' hedge after the show. So
Dude, you guys could have made a fortune. You could have paid for your trip. Mitch Heyman says he'll take a Reuben. Yeah, good jelly. Good deli is out there too, brother.
Reuben with jelly?
Good jelly. Joy jelly. So what's on our minds tonight? We already lost one.
I think he has to
He has to use the room.
use the room.
Now it's time for a shit.
As Johnny said it.
Well,
Thank you, Fred Level. Midnight.
Now it's time for a shit. Oh, thank you, Fret Level, man, because my jaw's tired, man. And I'm a straight guy. I'm just desperate.
Thank you, Fred. I'm on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame website looking up to see when or how long that is.
I'm setting my balls on fire.
See you later, brother.
All right.
I got to drive home, guys. Later.
Hey, Pete, have a good one, brother.
See you, Pete.
Be good. Thanks, Johnny. Be good.
Krellbar's asking if I was servicing Jeff Diesel.
Oh.
I wouldn't service Jeff Diesel if it was $1 million. Because
Oh my
he doesn't
gosh.
service his customers.
Oh,
Wow.
uh-huh.
How are y'all doing?
All right.
We're good.
We're good already? Good.
Caleb left too?
Yeah. Bye.
Caleb left too?
No, Caleb is leaving in about an hour and a half. We're not going to stay on here very long because Caleb's got a lot more guitars to check out, and he's probably leaving here at like 9:36 train, so or 9:46 train, something like that. And I'd like to spend a little more time with him, other than being. I mean, not that you guys suck or anything.
No, cuddles, spoon, whatever
Yeah,
you gotta
you know, I
do.
want to hang out with Caleb.
Mitch Heyman saw Ed Astra and says he liked it. I saw it with his wife. I'm dying to see that, man. I've heard that's terrific.
Yeah. Yeah.
Johnny,
So,
what are you looking up, man?
Let's see. I'm looking up how long that
Guy I was blowing?
in November. What? It doesn't say how long. It just says it's starting in November.
yeah, who cares how long it's going to be there? Just know it's going to be there in November and get there in November.
What is it?
The Play It Loud exhibit
Where is that?
in Cleveland,
Oh, yeah, I'm not getting to Cleveland.
the one that we were just talking about.
I don't know. I wasn't on the air.
No, you were on the air.
I was on my knees is where I was. Hey, but the good news is
Thank you, Chad.
because of that, I just made my last payment on a really cool guitar tonight. So show and tell is going to be awesome.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Nice. Jim Nicholas, I have owned guitars with Lindy Fralin pickups in them. I don't have any at the moment. Fralin pickups are awesome.
I've heard good things, but I've never played one. You know what I also haven't played that's like amazing? Bare knuckle pickups. Everyone and their mother has said I would like bare knuckle pickups, and I haven't tried one, and I want to.
Every set that they make is good.
That's what I keep hearing.
I've tried 4 different sets and I like them all.
And the tone is basically what the name is, right? So like if it's Painkiller, it's Judas Priest's Painkiller song.
Yeah. Yep.
And wasn't there a Dio one also?
Yeah, there's the Holy Diver set. I love those. Holy Diver.
And that's like the tone of Holy Diver.
Yeah. Yeah.
And is it accurate?
Yeah, it's very accurate. The Rebel Yell set is amazing. And the Mule set, which is, it's Warren Haynes in a pickup. It sounds amazing. They sound great.
Mm-hmm. There's a
What-
VH2.
Yeah, I have a VH2 on one of my guitars. It sounds amazing.
There's the Black Dog. The Black Hawk. The Impulse.
What's the Black Hawk?
Let's
Black Dog
see.
and Zeppelin. What's Black Hawk?
It looks
is
like
it Black Hawk? It's
It
a
looks like
really
they're-
big bass pickup.
no. It's like they look like they're rails. The Black Hawk.
Black Hawk.
A radical look at a radical pickup. All the power and clarity of an active, with all the tone and dynamics of a passive. Oh,
So what band is that after? What tone?
I'm not sure.
let's see.
Maybe it's the Chicago Blackhawks.
Do any of them play?
Well, they play hockey.
Yeah, it doesn't say. It doesn't say it's after a band, but
But that's the gist of it, right?
I
yeah.
don't know. Black Hawks, maybe Absolute Mayhem may be right. The Black Crows, maybe.
Caleb, do you like Black Hawks?
I'm a Kings fan.
Ah,
I'm not a Blackhawk fan. I mean, we beat them in the conference finals in 2014. It's big.
what? So you're not a Black Hawks fan. What about Dave says he's making for dinner fish sticks. Do you like fish sticks?
After the big pizza we just had, I don't think that would go well.
Well, fish sticks, they're very little, so they fit in, you could definitely get a couple in your mouth at least.
Oh, okay.
Large. Chad asked if Caleb brought any guitars. No, he didn't. There's plenty of guitars here on the East Coast to play.
Yes, I just played at Pete's house, his rig. It's the craziest setup I've ever seen. And he has like a man cave, and he mics all his amps and speakers. His wet, dry, wet and there's a PA. I'm so exhausted, but I've never been surrounded by so much guitar sound in my life. It was incredible. So that was fun. And
Doesn't he call his man cave 5150 East?
He does, yes. And I was skeptical, but I'm a believer now. It was the real deal down there. You just have the permanent bass, like the whole time you're playing. Really cool. So I'm glad Pete invited me out, and obviously I was looking forward to seeing Dave's collection and meeting Dave and Dez, and putting a face to the legend. Yes.
Oh, come on.
So
No, come on.
it's surreal to meet people. Like I've seen Dave now a couple of years on this channel, and to actually meet somebody. Obviously we meet people at NAMM, and that's cool. But Dave and I have we're friends off the screen here. We talk, we text, and to actually meet people that you meet online and not for sex is the coolest thing in the world.
Not unless he pays.
Yes. Well, there's still time. I got a 9:30 train. So.
Wait, here.
Wait, running a train on you?
Go put some weight on, will you?
Oh yeah, right.
So Caleb, who's taller? Is he taller than me?
Who, Dave?
Yeah.
Dave's pretty tall. You sound a lot taller on radio. No, he's definitely taller than I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Well, everyone sees me sitting in this computer chair every day, but yeah, I'm 6 foot.
Yes.
Caleb, how tall are you?
I'm tall. I'm 6'4".
You're my height.
Yeah. Yeah, we met at NAMM. So.
Yeah, we were back to back doing this, trying to see who's taller, but
I forgot about that, but
I'm trying to forget about that now.
at least
I was there.
I was there.
Yeah.
No one could see you though.
Mm-hmm.
No one can miss us.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a blaze of loud pink going through NAMM. No one misses us.
Yeah, you're blazing all right.
He's blazing.
There's a War Pig humbucker.
Oh, we're back to that.
Oh yeah, nice segue.
Now the War Pig, that's Sabbath. That's a good tone too. Thank you, Mr. BHB Jr. Thank you, man.
That's Bruce, right?
It is.
Thank you, Bruce.
Thanks,
Bruce, your money helps feed small children in Africa, or it makes the show that much better. I think it makes the show that much better. Because I bring it to a new level of low.
Oh, there's something else.
Oh,
Well, these pickups, they look cool.
I see. The thing is, I wish there was like a booth at NAMM that I could go to, and they'll say, "Hey, play this guitar. This is a Black Dog. Play this guitar. This is a Black Hawk. Play this guitar." You know what I'm saying?
Are they at NAMM?
I didn't
You know?
see anything. I looked for a booth that I could try them. You know?
I'll write to them. I'll write to them because they retweeted my tweet the other day. When Jay, because Jay showed off the set that he got, for his new guitar.
The pink ones?
Yeah. And
Now what pickups does Jay have in there?
fair enough.
Yeah, but I don't know. They're heavy metal names. I have no idea.
They're great looking. I mean, he's made that guitar terrific.
Wow, this is nice.
Let me see. They're not the
I love this. Like, there's no.
And Fruitcake Tony, I love all the nicknames the chat comes up with me, brother. I'm all about it. It's all fun.
Jim Nicholas wants me to ask you a question, Caleb.
Oh, what's the question, Dave?
What is your favorite guitar that you've played in this house so far?
Ooh,
I was going to ask that.
All right, it's probably going to be a couple of them I can't talk about. So the ones I can talk about, I'm going to have to say the green Wolfgang with the sustainer.
There's only one you can't talk about.
Yeah.
The rest you can talk.
Okay.
I like that one too.
Yeah. The green Wolfgang with the sustainer. Today was my first day ever trying a sustainer pickup. Actually, I tried one over at Pete's first, and I think I'm going to post a video of that later. But this green, this one right here, is it's just a really incredible all-around guitar, and it has the sustainer. Very warm sounding, so I'm very impressed with that. But I mean, I haven't had time with all of them, obviously. I think it's almost impossible, and my fingers are starting to get raw just because of how much guitar I've played today. But it's impressive, man. It's no joke here at Dave's. Dave has an incredible collection. I was looking forward to seeing it, and now I have, and I feel much better for it. I'm not even being funny. I'm serious.
Dude, it's like a great candy store.
Yeah, it's an honor, actually. So.
No, I liked a lot of guitars there. I love that EVH with that prototype pickup. That pickup like really impressed me.
Oh, the Frankenstein.
Yep, I like that green sparkle Kramer.
That's not here anymore.
Yeah, that I remember you got rid of. That's too bad. That was nice. I like the Reb Beach Kramer. Love that.
Yeah.
And the one
I call that one Desiree, by the way, since she bought that for Christmas.
You know what's close on the list actually is that Lukather Music Man.
Yeah, but Dave doesn't play the Lukather anymore.
Huh. Is there a lot of cobwebs and dust on those guitars, Caleb?
Yes, I had to dust it off. But the neck on that guitar is amazingly quick.
He dusted it off with his sack.
Thank you. Wow, I thought we weren't going to go there.
Well,
Pooh Ninja, the Reb Beach Ibanez, that's mine now.
Mm-hmm. It is. It is. What'd you think of the 5150 guitar?
Oh, okay. That's the 7-tuner, right?
Yeah.
Sick. Obviously, the first one he handed me was the one he said you probably shouldn't play this first. Yes. Okay. That and the Wolfgang, probably the green Wolfgang, were probably the two most fun guitars to play here. definitely
The first one you were handed was "He Whose Name Must Not Be Spoken."
No,
No.
that was later. I didn't want to touch that one too soon.
Okay.
Kind of ease in.
Call that guitar Voldemort.
Yeah.
So we never say its name. That's fun. Johnny, have you ever been to Dave's house?
Johnny's never been here. No.
Johnny hasn't been. No.
Johnny hasn't been in New York since '94.
For real? You've never been over there?
Last time he was here, he sold the Twin Towers.
Mm.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been there. But who knows? You know.
Oh, I do.
Oh, Soda says no Luke for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's why I asked how tall Dave was, because I've never seen him.
never seen him.
I've never seen the back of him. It's always just the front, you know.
I'm almost as tall as Caleb.
There's films on the dark web of the back of Dave.
I think actually
The address.
you got a picture of me standing next to Desiree. I think that's going to be a good shot.
Oh yeah. Let's show this. Let's show this picture. First of all, let's show it to Caleb. See if he wants to.
All right.
Let's see if you want to see.
Prove it.
Come on, photos.
All right.
Come on, get back over here.
Back over here.
Yeah, Mike niece, I like Tiffany Towers too.
That's a good shot.
So bring it close. Pull it back slowly.
Back slow.
Oh my god, that's so
It's literally like when I stand next to Desiree.
I can rest my drink on her head.
Yeah, I told them we were stand up.
Wow.
Desiree,
Desiree.
we're the same size.
We are?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how tall Caleb is to me.
It's true. It's true.
Johnny's a wee lad.
Yes. Johnny's knee high or what?
Grasshopper?
Knee high to
You
grasshopper.
grasshopper?
That's a Texas term, isn't it?
No, I was hanging out with Johnny at Nam. I thought we were going to throw a ring into the fire.
Oh.
Oh,
God.
we had a good time.
We had
Caleb,
a great time, man.
blood stains on the necks. Maybe. If I keep playing. Absolutely.
There's all sorts of stains on the neck.
Oh, here we go. Okay. You scared Desiree away again. Again.
Did you see this one?
Who's that?
Nick did that for Sean Christopher.
Oh, can we see?
No,
Yeah, invite us too.
no, you can't see this.
Oh. All right. Well, it's a very popular Van Halen guitar, so figure it out. It's a very nice replica.
It's insane.
It's that Hydra.
Not Hydra. Wow.
That ugly fucking Hydra.
Look at the neck. Look at that. That's just
And that's
crazy.
made,
Yeah,
not earned.
and that's exactly the way Eddie's is. Well, it's just one of mine. This one, ridiculous.
Is there anyone in here that would actually want the Hydra? Like for real?
I know.
I
I
would.
Rob has one coming if he hasn't gotten it already.
Is that just as a completist or?
Yeah, just because it's not like something he got it at a stupid great price, and just to keep it on there.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I'd play it because it's different.
Super Fuzz, no, I don't have a Hydra. I don't have a Hydra replica, but Rob Johnson does.
Yeah, Johnny, the Wangcaster is different. That doesn't mean you want to play it.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one.
I was asked how far I can stretch on the neck. I don't know, 9 frets maybe. Not.
Wow.
I can't play 10 comfortably, but I can go 9.
Got some big hands.
Yeah. But
He can do the Ice Cream Man
Ice Cream
solo
Man
with
solo.
no problem.
yeah, I don't cheat.
That's insane.
Soda wants to know where Ned is.
Ned?
Yeah.
Ned!
Ned's all.
That's for those of you who are dyslexic.
Yes.
Hey, Brett McCord.
So now we know what to do.
Ha! Hey, Brett.
Hey, Brett. Hey, Brendan. Butt cheeks. Caleb,
This dude,
Caleb, you can tell us.
Well,
Is that really a buddy guy strap back there?
he's badass.
is what?
Is that a buddy guy strap?
It is, right?
No,
No?
that's a sharp eye.
It's a Charvel.
Yeah.
I didn't pick it up.
No,
But it's painted like one.
no, it's Charvel did that in 7. Well, they did it one like that in 79. They did a polka dot guitar.
Oh,
Yeah, way before Buddy Guy.
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mitch
It's
Heyman, no.
Does the audience know that?
You want to grab it?
While you tell them
Yeah.
what.
Well, everyone knows. I mean,
I didn't know.
I think everyone's just busting my balls because it's got polka dots on it. But Charvel made these guitars way before Buddy Guy started using polka dots.
Mitch Heyman, we haven't heard anything about Eddie Van Halen's health situation. Still
Well,
no word from
everyone-
the camp.
Here is your Buddy Guy Strat, which it's not a Buddy Guy Strat.
Oh.
It's a Charvel, and it's a replica of an actual Charvel that they made in '79.
Now, did Charvel make that as a buddy guy strap?
Might
No.
be the only guitar in the Nesdal compound that doesn't have a big block in it.
There's a couple of them.
Oh, okay.
A couple of guitars.
I was trying to make you look.
That's all right. Well, I mean, not
Adam.
everything. Not everything. Well, I mean, I love Adam, but not everything I have here is from him because, I didn't always know him.
Beautiful. This plays nice.
Yeah, Bam Mosey agrees with me.
Not a bad guitar in this place, by the way. They all feel good.
Yeah, there's something for everyone here.
There's everything for me.
Well, if you can fit them all, just in case you
All
can
right.
take them.
Well, we'll discuss that.
What about the folk rock players?
Do we have any?
Not in this house, but somewhere there is a beautiful acoustic guitar that'll probably never be seen on this channel.
You and Taylor Swift.
No, I don't like Taylor's.
Bam Mosey agrees with me on the Hydra. It literally has to be probably the ugliest guitar ever made. It really does. And no, Fruitcake Tony, I did not make it to the Guns N' Roses show. I really wanted to. I was just, my schedule was swamped. I wanted to.
I almost went.
Did you?
Yeah,
But no dice?
it's been a busy couple of weeks. So it was the night before my birthday. Yeah, I just was not.
You figured you were going out already, or?
No, I figured I'd spent, Saturday like prepping for a party. So I was so beat from it that I was not having.
When you say you're prepping for a party, are you like buying condoms? Are you getting sleep? What raiding the liquor cabinet? What is prepping for a party?
Well, a party for me doesn't involve condoms.
Oh, you're bareback. All right, that's okay.
But I mean,
Did you have a fishbowl where everyone puts the keys in?
oh no, I was glad you said keys. By the way,
By the way, I named this guitar Minnie Mouse.
oh yeah,
That's cute. Minnie's bow.
oh, Billy's bow.
Minnie wears a polka dot bow. You know what I was thinking, Dave? You know what I want to do? I want to get. Remember last week I was talking about that Mojo Jojo guitar that I saw.
Yeah.
That someone set up somehow that it played amazing.
The
I
Daisy
would
Rock.
love to get one and make it a project for you to make it like a real playable, awesome sounding guitar. Like put an X2 X2N in it.
Okay.
Set it up right, maybe change the bridge, something like that. Do you think you could do that?
Of course I can.
I don't know. Would you guys in the chat like to see that? That evil monkey guitar from Powerpuff Girls? See what the Guitar Whisperer's powers can do for that? I think that's a fun idea.
Here's
Yeah.
here's one I was always curious about because it's bigger. So any guitar that's bigger makes me look smaller. The Kramer ad guitar Dave has here. It's got a good weight to
It's
it.
heavy. The original one was made out of maple. This one's made out of northern ash, and it's supposed to be Kramer's attempt at making a replica of the Frankenstein, or as close to the Frankenstein as possible. So I chose northern ash for mine because the Frankenstein's northern ash. But yeah, it's the same. It's the same Walker style body with the larger horns, and it's just a large body, and it's a heavy body. I think the guitar is about 9.5 pounds.
Yep.
Hey, Mark Dillon.
Very nice.
Yeah, and that feels good.
Sounds good.
Oh yeah. Here. I'll teach you. Where's the thing?
Football Legends wants to know if Eddie ever used the Hydra live or in any recordings. When did he use that ugly monster?
I don't think he ever used it. What the hell is this plugged into? Is it plugged into something over there?
You only saw it for photo shoots.
No, it's under the chin.
So that's it. It's just like an ugly piece of shit that even he wouldn't play.
I've never seen pictures of him playing that live.
Nope.
I've never either.
I've only seen it in that one photo shoot.
Yeah, he had it in a couple photo shoots.
Caleb, would you ever play that fucking thing?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely.
No, not that one. That one's cool. The fucking Hydra.
I don't know.
Would you ever go on stage with that monster?
Actually, I think I would, because how nerdy would that be to actually play that in a Van Halen set? Because only the true nerds would know that that was an Eddie Van Halen guitar.
I would almost rather see. I'd rather see you play that blue Yamaha that you played in '81.
Oh, the weird one?
Yeah.
But from the sound, it wasn't a sound check.
No, it was the blue one that he taped up with that tape.
Oh, that like ugly one.
Yeah.
1980.
By the way, Dave,
1980.
the chat is agreeing with me on that Powerpuff Girls guitar. They would like to see what you could do with that.
Okay. Tony asked if you grabbed the Frankenstein.
Okay.
Johnny, how much money have you paid in fines today so far? Do you have a calculator?
No, but I think we did get flagged already because I got an email already.
Already?
Already, yeah.
Was it for the for Vancouver's entrance?
It was a couple minutes ago.
Oh, okay.
What was the subject? There's a lot to choose from.
I think every shaving cream company wanted to make sure that was stipulated as not being shaving cream. So
Gillette, the best a man can get.
Okay, so Fruitcake Tony, here you go.
all right, this is Dave's Frankenstein. And the reason this is very authentic looking, obviously, because Dave gets the seagulls right. Okay, if you don't get these right on a Frankenstein build, just throw the guitar away.
Well,
because that's everybody notices. Really, it's true. The first thing that any of these nerds here, the Ed Head nerds, look at are the shape of these things right here. They have to be exact.
and in the right spot.
And in the right spot.
Because if they're not in the right spot, the guitar doesn't look right.
Yeah, this thing plays really well. In fact, I'd like to borrow it. Just kidding.
Huh.
Just ship it back to me when you're done.
Oh, one thing I never knew about this guitar is I thought that the Frankenstein, the body always had like a perfect angle on the arm. What is that called?
Oh, the elbow wear, the elbow, the elbow
forearm thing where you put your forearm on a guitar. Most Strats have a pretty sheer degree angle, and this is like just like sort of just we'll just sand this part right here down. It's really, it's really
that's when you'll see it tomorrow on Thursday.
Yes,
wow.
I'll see it Thursday, but that's new to me. It's probably what made that body a second was that it wasn't close to a Strat. It had this. This was different.
Well, also when you see it, it's going to be a lot brighter. The red's going to be a lot brighter.
Flip it over.
That was
me or the guitar.
No, yeah, right.
Sorry, you do this to me.
There you go. You're in the swing of things. There it is. Very cool.
One of the hardest things to do on these replicas is to get the effect of the paint wearing off, turning to pink here.
Yeah, well, just because you're sanding, right, to get down.
You're also using a lot less paint in that one area.
But you have to make the sanding look like wear. That's the trick to all these builds is to make what is supposed to look like wear. It's really sanding that's taking place. So it's pretty awesome.
Yes, Brett McCord. I did happen to see that video clip.
I'm so happy it's not me doing that stuff. Wow. Sounds like the real deal.
It sounds really good. Yes. All right.
Dragon snake build. What is that, Football Legends?
Oh, it's the dragon biting the snake. It's a Van Halen guitar. It's another one.
Yeah, it's that one he used for that entire show apparently in '79 from Fresno, not the '78 Fresno show, but you can see he does his solo and a bunch of clips from other songs using the Dragon Snake guitar.
What is it? It's a graphic of a dragon?
No, it's actually a cutaway. It's shaped the guitar. It was like it kind of has a star feel to it, but it's all cut and shaped to look like reptilian and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
we think it was an Explorer.
Okay, I think I know this guitar now.
Hello, Bozique. So, real quick, as Johnny would say, Caleb was mentioning how he has never seen a cable with a silent end on it. You know, because these cables, it's a switchcraft cable with a little nipple on it that, you know, when you pull it out of your guitar, it doesn't make any noise.
Look at this. Look.
No noise. You plug it into the guitar.
Once it goes in. So that's pretty cool.
So since he's never seen one before, I'm going to send him home with one.
What? No, you're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
You know, he's never seen that Frankenstein before either.
Well, I just told him he could take it home as long as he returns it, you know, soon.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna fly with this nut.
If you let him keep the guitar, he'll walk home.
I would drive this home.
Okay, here we go.
I got a photo of the dragon snake.
Okay.
Let's see.
Oh, okay, cool. There you go.
There it is.
I just sent Nesdal another photo of it to show it too.
All right, let me get to that.
There you go.
Yeah, here it is.
Yeah, Eddie went through like a pointy guitar phase. Obviously with the Shark, and then the Star, and then that one. And
Yeah, there was a couple of Flying V's as well, and there was a Black Explorer.
yeah,
In the early days.
pre 78, he had some of those. So he definitely was into flashy looking guitars.
He also had a few Les Pauls with P90s in them.
I was in Sam Ash the other day. They had a blue Shark guitar. Did you guys see that?
No.
It was like the regular red Shark, but it was blue and white. It was really nice.
It had to have been someone had to have built it for it's not a. I'm sure it's not a.
That's not a fact.
No, it's not a. No.
There you go, Tony. Fruitcake Tony wants to see the close up on the bridge area.
There's a reason why Tony wants to see that.
Let's build one.
Well,
Okay. Thanks.
nice, cool little amp, right?
Yeah, these Yamaha little practice amps are very, very responsive.
And that's just the regular. That's not even a.
Right.
I didn't do anything with
You
that.
not dial anything in.
No.
It's just the switch.
You're never getting it back.
Excuse me.
You're never getting it back now.
The amp or the guitar? I don't know.
Yes.
You want to give it that amp?
What?
You gonna give it that amp?
Caleb's never leaving.
I would love to have an amp like that
Backstage.
on a
Caleb's leaving, but he's loading the car up.
That'd be funny.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's gonna be like looting.
Front level midnight. What was your question you want me to answer? Hang on. Soda wants to know if I make these cables in red licorice color. No, I don't. The bridge is filthy? It's not filthy. It's actually very clean.
Unlike my mind.
It should be filthy. This guitar is the filthiest guitar in the world, apparently. So there's he used it as an ashtray, I believe, right here. So not Dave, but Eddie on his.
And yes, the Frankie neck does have a telly heel on it. Jim Nicholas.
Hey, Vintage Sounds. Let's see. Fruitcake Tony, what guitar am I showing tonight? I don't know. What time do we do show and tell?
Depends on if they want to see it or not.
We're going to have to
'Cause
split.
they said they're leaving.
Because Caleb is leaving in about 20 minutes. So
If
we're
I
gonna
don't
have to
catch
split.
this train, I have to wait another 2 hours. So
Do you want to see the show and tell guitar, Caleb, or
you know what
want to see it on the rerun?
I'm gonna just put it on my phone and watch it on the train.
Okay. All right. So I'll wait till you split then.
All right. We'll sign off then, right?
All right, yeah. So we're going to sign off for now. See everyone soon.
You didn't have to sign off now.
Well, I'm gonna sign off. I'll probably come back on when Caleb leaves.
Yes.
Oh.
All right. Caleb, have a good trip back, man.
Thanks so much.
See you back in Cali.
Watch my
You're in Halen.
follow my Instagram. I'm going to be posting a lot from the Met on Thursday and my little trip here to New York over the next couple of days. So
Nice.
Caleb_Rappaport on Instagram.
Awesome. I'll share some of your stuff, man.
Thank you, buddy.
And while you're away, I'll share your house. I need a good bed.
Oh, Lord. Okay. On that note.
Caleb Rappaport, everybody.
Nerd Halen.
Nerd Halen. I was thinking about titling this video Nerd in New York. You know?
They're going to think it's an all Nesdal video.
Oh.
Yeah,
from the sounds of it, it sounds like they had a full day already. It sounds like, like Caleb said, he took the red eye and then was up the entire time, and he's been up all day.
Well, Viagra has that effect on you.
Oh my goodness.
Our sponsor, Blue Chew. I was watching. I caught this. I'm a big Kiss fan. I caught this Kiss documentary. It was like Kiss Reborn or something, or no, The Second Coming. It was called, and it basically goes over, for you guys that are Kiss fans. It goes over how that reunion tour in the mid '90s wound up happening, where they wound up going back with Ace Frehley and Peter Criss, and getting back into the makeup. Because keep in mind, they were basically, Gene and Paul were with Bruce Kulick and Eric, not Eric Carr, Eric, what the heck's his name, guys? Help me, I'm so sorry, Eric.
Somebody knows.
Huh?
Fruitcake Tony would know.
Fruitcake Tony, what's Eric's name?
Singer.
Part here.
Singer.
Thank you.
Half face.
Thank you, Half
Gut level. The chat.
Yeah, so I was watching that, and it's so cool watching like the four of their perspectives, and it was done. It was done really well, and you see all the behind the scenes. You see like Ace fucking up on guitar and rehearsing, relearning his parts. And Peter Criss is just like happy to have work, because since Peter Criss was out of the band, he was doing like nothing at home except being miserable. And like just as like he had a gun in his mouth or something, the phone rings. It's like, Gene? Do I want to join Kiss again? Oh, I have to think about it. Let me call you right back. Yes, please. Please. But it was really cool seeing them get back together and like rebond and relearn stuff and all the behind the scenes. And you got like great footage of Doc McGee getting like all the stuff together and planning out what's the arena going to be like, why are these corporate executives like giving us hot food all of a sudden? Are we really on to something big? And like Gene wasn't originally on board. Paul Stanley like tried to talk him into it and said, hey, listen, if we get back together and do a tour with the makeup and the original guys, this is going to be a lot of money. And Gene was like a naysayer. And eventually, like, Gene started to smell the coffee and get it. And they wound up doing that tour for, all across the world. And it was like such a hit, Of course, eventually they found a better way to do it and, save a little gelt there. Hey, wait a minute. If we get Eric Singer back, he gets paid less than Peter Criss. And if we get Bruce Kulick gets paid too much, but we can hold on a second. We can get Tommy Thayer. By the way, Tommy Thayer produced that film. For those that don't know Tommy Thayer, he was originally the guitarist in Black and Blue and a friend of Kiss, and he was in a Kiss cover band also, and he was the one that retaught Ace how to play his original parts. So, and he did this documentary on it. That was like all him. So,
oh wow,
basically, all these behind the scenes, Tommy Thayer wound up, eventually becoming, the spaceman in place of Ace. But it was just so cool seeing it. And then what's really funny, if you wind up listening to or reading Paul Stanley's book or listening to it on audio, because it's on YouTube, and I highly recommend it. It's terrific. You'll hear like all these different views of like that tour from Paul's view, which is a little different than hearing it like in that documentary. Fred Level Midnight wants to know what the documentary is called. I believe it was Kiss Second Coming. So look there.
Is John Biel in here? We'll find it and we'll put it in the Discord.
Yeah, it's really great. It's like 2 hours. It was really, really cool. And yeah, Mike Neese, Tommy Thayer is a badass. Because Black and Blue was a great band. If you guys aren't familiar with Black and Blue, they did a song called Hold On to 18. And it's fucking awesome. It's one of those high energy 80s songs that just kicks your ass all over the place. And he was a really good player. It was a good band. And then you wind up, seeing Tommy evolve into, someone who was doing promotion for Kiss and behind the scenes stuff for Kiss. And, that's basically how he evolved into becoming the Spaceman. But this documentary was really, really cool.
Was he a tech too for Kiss?
I don't know if he did tech work per se.
That's what I always heard, that he was like the guitar tech.
I know again that he basically came and he was playing with them in the studio. I'm not sure if he was doing like production, but I think he was doing promotion and like partial management at some point. Or I know he was a friend of Paul and Gene, and I know he was like helping out with a lot of things during turmoil in the band. During I guess like after, I think it was like right after they got screwed out of money by their accountants. I think he was like, a good friend to them and stuff. That was it, Halface. He organized the Kiss Expos also.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Fruitcake Tony has it spot on. Ace was late to shows, and Doc McGee basically put Tommy Thayer in the Spaceman makeup a couple of times before they wound up using him on stage. Because Ace was starting to falter. He was, starting to lose the excitement. He was starting to be unprofessional again. And he was also apparently Gene's bass tech, which I did not know. But I will believe Fruitcake Tony because I know he's also a big Kiss fan. So yeah, that really, really a lot of cool stuff about Kiss in those 90s periods.
Mm-hmm. I saw them in '96.
That was Ace at that time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was down in Irvine. Yeah, and it was great.
Yeah, and Halface points out at one point Ace punched Tommy in the face because he was wearing his makeup. And again, at this time, that makeup was Ace. So there was no, hey, let's put another guy in makeup. Ace just comes in, he's late, and they're like, you started without me, you fucks? It's like when I walked in today to the show to find out you'd already started without me. You see? And I was like, wait a minute. I've been replaced by Pete and Caleb? What the fuck?
Oh, man.
Yeah, and Jim Nicholas is saying that, and I don't know if this is true because I didn't hear this, that at one point Peter's drum tech also put on makeup for a few shows, I guess playing Peter Kress. All I know is at one point it just all fell apart again. And it's sad because, you got, and again, not that I don't like Tommy Thayer, love Tommy Thayer. And Eric Singer, he was already in the band. He's just now dressing as Peter. I feel bad for Bruce Kulick because I think Bruce was literally one of the best players Kiss ever had, if not the best player. And he didn't get that opportunity to go in the Spaceman makeup. Not even saying that he would have taken it, but it should have been offered to him. You were in the band for like the longest stretch of being a Kiss guitarist, and you don't even get offered the gig?
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't
that be kind of weird, though? And you're a huge fan, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what would you think of, they decide to put the makeup on, and next thing you know, the two new guys are wearing the old makeup.
Well, that's what
You
happened.
know,
That's basically what happened. Like I said, I felt bad for Bruce. I'm friends with him. I'm a fan of his work, and I think he should have, gotten that gig again, because they didn't say, hey, you're out of the band forever. They're like, hey, listen, we're taking a hiatus from our lineup so we could do a tour with Peter and Ace. So Eric Singer was never fired. Bruce wasn't fired, and all of a sudden, when they got rid of Peter and Ace, they just basically brought Eric Singer back in, said, you're wearing Peter's makeup. And, because Tommy Thayer was so good at being Ace, I mean, note for note precision, that's why he got that gig, But Bruce is like, and Bruce is too much of a gentleman to like say anything to Paul and Gene, like, hey, I was a member of the band. Why am I not there, But it's like, you got to think about that. It's like, nothing against Tommy Thayer, but come on.
Mm-hmm. And I think somebody said, maybe you said it, or somebody in the chat said Bruce is a better guitar player than Ace.
I think technically Bruce absolutely is. And I love Ace. Mind you, everybody grew up loving Ace Frehley. Ace has that mojo. Ace has that. He's the original Space Ace, the smoking guitars, and all that stuff. I mean, and there's nothing you could say that could make me say a bad word about Ace Frehley. He's terrific. But if you're talking a technical better guitarist, if you're talking who just plain out is a better guitarist, he who's more skilled, who's a better writer between Ace Frehley and Bruce Kulick, I've got to say Bruce Kulick was probably the best guitarist that Kiss ever had. Even though I love Ace, Ace is the original, he's a little bit sloppy, but he's perfectly sloppy, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And he's a little more simplistic than Bruce, And don't even get me started on Vinnie. As much as I like Vinnie's work, Vinnie Vincent just was like all over the fucking fretboard 10 different ways. How many notes can I go as fast as possible? He wasn't as melodic. But Bruce was like a really solid writer. And, Ace is the classic Kiss guitarist. All those songs, but, between playing with Paul and Ace on guitars. I mean, come on. Detroit Rock City and Strutter and Black Diamond and all the classics,
Mm-hmm. So what's it like hearing some of those? Well, they play those songs now, right?
Yeah, sure.
They play them now. When Tommy plays those songs, does he play just like Ace?
Exactly.
Note for note?
Exactly like Ace. This is the skill that Tommy has. And again, Tommy's a great player in his own right, but he apes Ace Frehley's style, note for note, because he taught Ace those songs again.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, think about that. Ace Frehley comes back and he's like, okay, I'm like this. I'm like, okay, that's how I played it, right? Oh no, I did something different. It's been a while. Muscle memory only goes so far, And Ace Frehley had forgotten a lot of the solos and things like that. Tommy played them note for note in a Kiss cover band, a real good one. He's not like in garages or anything. And he basically said, Ace, no, here's how you did it. Note for note. And Ace learned to play those songs again from Tommy. The difference is Ace kind of freestyles it and does the, Ace thing. Tommy is mimicking it like real precision. So technically, I'd even say Tommy knows the songs better.
I would think, I would think like on the recent tours that they've done, if they have, the other two guys dressed up as the other two guys and they're playing the stuff note for note, to me, it sounds like, and I maybe I'll have to watch some videos, live, but it sounds like they're trying to stick to, like the records. like the recorded versions of the stuff now.
Yeah, for sure.
You know? Or it sounds like that.
You know,
That's what they would want.
again, you know, I mean, Tommy does a lot of his stage stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Tommy's also doing a lot of his stage tricks, you know, with, you know, the smoking guitar and all the, you know, the things you want him to do. It's like, you know, he'll do that, I'm sure, you know, the way you saw Ace do it in video. Going to the chat real quick. Superfuzz says Tommy's technique is much cleaner. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I was saying for sure. Let's see. Ace was as influential a guitar as Eddie or Hendrix. Ernest Ellison, I agree, because everybody back in the day was a Kiss fan. When you had no real rock in the 70s other than, you know, Aerosmith or let's see, who else was around during the disco era? Aerosmith was there. I mean, you had Zeppelin and Floyd, but that's more classic rock. I mean, Kiss was like full force through the 70s, like a really big act, you know? So, yeah, Ace Frehley influenced about everybody.
That's what it seems like. That's what, you know, on my Facebook feed, you know, I see a lot of people, they talk about, you know, their favorite guitar players when they were growing up or whatever. And a lot of people would say Ace Frehley, but it was Ace until Eddie came along, you know? That's what it sounds like for a lot of people.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
And you could say, you know, look, give credit where it's due to Joe Perry also, but not like Ace. Kiss really was just like killing it in stadiums. Like after a couple of albums, I mean, they started off slow. They weren't like an immediate hit out of the gate, you know? I mean, Kiss was like a weird act, and people were like, what are they doing? What's the makeup? The songs weren't catching on immediately. But by the time you had, let's see, what was it? I mean, Alive, of course, was like an instant mega hit. And then Destroyer was, you know, all of about it. But like, you know, the original first Kiss album wasn't a real hit, even though it was good. You know, you're looking back on it now. But everyone like said, look at Ace Frehley, man. I mean, this guy is amazing. I mean, he was really, in the 70s, hugely influential on everyone. Fruitcake Tony says he's rating them. He says, from best to worst, you have Bruce, Vinnie, Mark, and Ace. Mark being Mark St. John on the, what was that, Animalize? But, yeah, I don't know, man. I got to disagree with that one. Bruce, Vinnie, Mark, Ace. And you didn't put Tommy in there. Bruce, I would definitely put as number one. I'd put Ace as number two only because as a writer, he was great. But then again, Vinnie was a good writer too. That's a tough one. And Mark's really hard to judge. He just did one album, you know? Joe Hervey wants to know, what's the thought on the triple humbucker Gibson? Are you talking like an original Ace Frehley one or just as a guitar? Because, I mean, I don't like middle humbuckers because they just get in the way of everything. That's also why I didn't buy a Richie Sambora Kramer. I don't like it personally. Value-wise, I mean, of course, they're up there. Let's see.
Well, I mean, sound-wise, I would think to have a humbucker in the middle, it might be a little too much. You know?
I don't even play the neck pickup.
Unless you can split them. If you can split all the coils, then it's cool.
Yeah.
But if it's just like a blasting humbucker right in that middle section, you know, like even on a Strat, you know, I don't use just the middle pickup.
Who does?
You know?
I mean, really, no, who does? I mean, you have Vivian Campbell did on the Kramer Night Swans. He put, you know, he didn't have a neck pickup. He had a middle pickup and a bridge. And I was like, well, this is in the fucking way.
Oh, right. Yeah.
You know?
I remember
It's not
those.
bad enough you have an R1 nut for me, so the neck is this thin. You know, it's like playing with my tiny dick. You know, it's like that's bad enough, and then you put a middle humbucker in, and not even a neck one. You couldn't thanks. And then let's see.
I'd use the middle pickup on a Strat before I would use a middle humbucker pickup. You know, on its own.
Would anyone use a middle humbucker?
Well, it seems maybe Ace did. I mean, if he had it.
But Ace usually had his smoke bomb in there, I think. Isn't that the pickup he usually had his smoke bomb in?
I don't know.
I have to look that up, or maybe someone in the chat knows.
Yeah, Hellface.
Jim Nicholas wants to know, do I have a favorite era of Kiss? He says his was 74 to 75, which was hotter than hell, but before they turned into Disco Kiss. Disco Kiss was that I Was Made for Loving You song, which I like.
That's my favorite Kiss song.
Let's see, my favorite Kiss songs. I'm gonna give you two eras because I really liked Crazy Nights, which was Bruce, and Reason to Live I thought was crazy and good, and Crazy Nights was terrific. But as far as vintage era, Love Gun. I really, really, really love that song. And Paul just belts it out. And Ace is giving a great solo on it. And, you know, that. I mean, I thought it was great. Let's see. I'm just catching up a little in the chat. Sorry, guys. Let's see. Soda makes a good point. Tommy Thayer didn't write anything. Yeah, I mean, you know, he's aping Ace. You know, good job, but still. Krager Guitar Wannabe plays because of Ace. I'm sure a lot of people do. I mean, look, as a kid, I had Dressed to Kill, and I was like, wow, this is fucking great. You know?
That's Craig, right? Craig. Yeah, I would say Craig is one of the, I would say Craig is probably one of those guys where it was all about Ace, and then when Eddie showed up, that was it. You know?
Well, Eddie changed for everybody. I mean, so did Randy, you know? Just different techniques. But, I mean, in the 70s, who was bigger than Ace? Really?
I was too young then. I wasn't into guitar. I wasn't even into rock music in the 70s. You know? I was a baby.
Tripping the Light Fantastic?
Probably.
Johnny was like, Grease is the time, it's the place, it's the motion.
No.
You can tell by the way I use my walkable weapons. No time to stop, but it's all right. It's okay. You can look the other way.
Johnny was like walking in this. He's a kid in this little white suit. He was doing the Travolta walk. Doobity-doo, doo-doo-doo-doo, doobity-doo-doo-doo. You know.
Yeah, that probably was me. Cause my mom. I remember her playing Bee Gees. I remember that.
And you still love your mom? I mean,
yes.
Yeah. No, I had my parents introduced me to Billy Joel, which, you know, Long Island legend. So I was okay with that. My buddy gave me a copy of Queen and a copy of Kiss, and I was like, oh, this shit's good. This shit's really good. I was listening to God of Thunder, and I was like, do 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 God of Thunder and rock and roll. I mean, I was into it. And then forget it. I got Destroyer. Holy shit. What a great fucking album. Yeah. Let's see. What are my thoughts on Mark St. John? I love Mark St. John. Animalized was a great album. You know, the thing about it was a tragedy because the guy never even got to tour. You know, he got, I don't know what it was. It was some disease, like sort of a carpal tunnel thing, but not quite, I think. And he couldn't play anymore. So he couldn't tour with them.
Oh.
And, you know, he just recorded Animalized, which was a really solid album. So, you know, I like his playing. I still think Bruce was better. And, you know, again, I love Vinnie. I love his work. I mean, his solos were a little over, but his writing was really solid. I mean, Creatures of the Night, for those of you guys that don't know, that was Vinnie Vincent, you know, because on some covers printed, they showed Ace's face because they weren't really saying that Ace had left the band yet, you know, or got fired, depending who you ask. A lot of controversy there, but Vinnie, you know, Vinnie basically came in there and, you know, saved the day. And look, no matter who you saw them with, Kiss has always put on an incredible, incredible show. Even if you don't like all their music, they're entertainers. They're as big entertainers as you could possibly ask for. It's about the show. You want to see Gene flying. You want to see Paul ziplining. You want to see blood spitting, fire breathing, smoking guitars, smash guitars. I mean, all about that, you know? And again, some people like Kelly in the chat doesn't like their songs. I do. A lot of people do. It's not some people's cup of tea.
Like Kelly, like the older stuff? Like the older stuff and when I say older, I mean like the original Kiss. You know, it's like when I listen to the original Kiss, you know, the first records. When I listen to that stuff, I hear like 50s rock and roll, but like souped up. You know, that's how I hear it. And also, it says that St. John he had reactive arthritis.
It's something like that. Yeah, it wasn't carpal tunnel, but it was definitely something that that prevented him from playing. Halface just brought up that Ace had and I didn't know this. Ace apparently had a contract with Gibson to have the only 3 pickup signature guitar, and he just thought it looked cool. So Ace might not have even used that middle pickup either.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it says here that his the arthritis caused his hands and arms to swell, and he was unable to perform live.
That's
and he played only 2 full shows and 1 partial show during the Animalize tour, with Bruce Kulick playing the rest.
And that's where Bruce joined in. And keep in mind, Bruce Kulick was brought in because his brother Bob was really close friends with Paul and was writing and ghost guitaring in studio on a lot of Kiss albums. Mm-hmm. And he was great, but he wasn't really made for the band. Bruce was. Bruce had that image, you know. And Fruitcake Tony brings up the biggest controversy ever. And here's basically what he's saying. He says it's dog wrong to put 2 other guys in Peter and Ace's makeup. Makes me totally ignore Thayer and Singer. And a lot of people feel like that. Honestly, I feel like that too, that I don't like the idea that someone is taking Peter and Ace's identity and basically aping them. Now, I get that legally it is Gene and Paul's trademark. They own that makeup thing. Even though Peter came up with it and Ace came up with it, legally, Gene and Paul own the Kiss name. They own the images and merch of that makeup, and they could do whatever they want with it. Morally, as much as I like Tommy Thayer, and again, Eric Singer was already in the band, so he deserves to be there, I do not think that they should be playing Ace and Peter. Ace and Peter are Ace and Peter, okay? Mm-hmm. And while they do a great job of, playing the music, as they should, being members of the band, I do agree with Fruitcake Tony. They kind of, stole that identity, and I don't think it's morally right. I really don't.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure there's fans that don't mind, and I'm sure there's super hardcore fans that can't stand it. And it's kind of confusing. You know.
Yeah.
I'm reading up on Mark St. John. I didn't know some of this stuff.
Yeah, not a lot is known about St. John because again, he replaced Vinnie Vincent and put out a really solid album for the 80s, especially when they were back in vogue on MTV. And what do? The poor guy put out some good material and couldn't really do it.
Now he's since passed away. And I had always thought, just assumed he passed away from whatever his condition was, but that's not the case.
What year did he pass away?
He passed away in 2007. And I mean, well, this is Wikipedia, so anybody could write this stuff, but this is horrible.
Yeah, the guy's a tragedy.
He says he died suddenly under murky circumstances in early April 2007, several months after being badly beaten during a brief stay in Orange County jail.
I didn't even know that.
That's what it says.
Wow. I had no idea that. I lost track of him after the 80s. I didn't even know that. That's terrible. You know what the biggest tragedy of Kiss was Eric Carr. You know, Eric Carr. I mean, Peter was the first to leave the band. And, they look for replacements. And, they're going through guys. And this little guy with this muff of hair comes in. And, Kiss, they try to put on a tall image. So they're like, oh, I don't know about this guy. But all right, let him play. So he plays. And they're like, oh, he's a solid player. All right, let's think about it. And then he says, listen, guys, before I leave, would it be okay if I got your autographs? And Gene and Paul were just like, this is our guy. This guy's so into the band. He wants our autograph. This is our guy. And that was it. They're like, well, tease your hair high so you can, look taller. And that was it. Eric Carr became the Fox, and, which was the, basically the replacement for the Cat and the fifth makeup installment in the Kiss lineup. And he was doing great. And he was a solid part of the band. He was a little insecure and stuff from what I've heard. But, those are big shoes to live up to. But, everyone liked him. He was a very likable guy. And unfortunately, he kept battling cancer. He got cancer and then he was announced cancer-free, and then wham, it hit him again, and he passed away from it, unfortunately. So that's the biggest tragedy in Kiss. And Kelly says, you guys are old. I missed the whole Kiss thing. Kelly, Kiss has never stopped. You kind of missed the whole thing. You might not have seen it from the very beginning. I don't think we did either. They were Wicked Lester when they first got together, and I think that was like, we weren't even sperm then. But with that said, Kiss, went through a lot of different phases. They went through the initial makeup phase in the 70s, and then in the 80s, the glammy phase, and then in the 90s, the reunion with the makeup again, and then in the 2000s, you had, Ace and Peter replaced again, and, you didn't miss it. You just missed segments of it. Joe Hervey too. Let's see. Going through the chat here.
Eric Carr, he had heart cancer.
Yeah, Eric, tragedy, real tragedy. Gabrielle Tone Guitars wants to know why Vinnie Vincent looks like his mom.
Is it related?
We've discussed a lot about Vinny on this show. Let's see. Vista Light 1972 is answering. They're talking about Poison in the chat too, and I'm a huge Poison fan. So Poison songs were campy but very, very catchy and melodic. I love CC DeVille's playing. He's another one that you love him or hate him, but I dig the guy. Let's see.
Hey, Steve.
Kelly brings up the Vinnie Vincent solo albums. Now, those I like even more than Vinnie's work with Kiss. The Vinnie Vincent Invasion, the first album, and then the second, that was with Robert Fleischman. And then the second one with the vocals of Mark Slaughter and Dana Strum playing the bass. I think Bobby Rock was the drummer for that one. Yeah, All Systems Go also. Both Vinnie Vincent albums were fucking terrific, in my opinion. For the 80s, to this day, I love those songs. You know, as far as Vinnie as a person lately, now we have a whole different conversation that we've had before.
It says there's three Vinnie Vincent. There's an EP as well from 1996.
That was the first album. The first album was just called Vinnie Vincent Invasion. And then you have All Systems Go. And then what did you have after that?
It says there's one called Euphoria.
That's a later one. That must be like 2000s, I guess.
96.
96? Wow. Okay, so it's not late, but it's definitely after the 80s. I knew it was, but I don't know. I don't even know who was vocalist on that. I'd love to hear it. If anyone has a copy they were about to burn, send it to me.
Ugh.
Oh, Renus Pinkel. What's
Robert
up? Better late than never.
Fleischman?
Fleischman. Robert Fleischman.
Robert Fleischman.
Robert Fleischman. And he was a really good vocalist, too. Let's see. Looking through the chat. Fred Level Midnight, not a fan of Thayer and Singer. I like their ability. I just wish they weren't dressing up like Peter and Ace. I know a lot of people feel like that. Totally.
I'm not even the biggest Kiss fan, and I don't like it. You know?
Let's see. I'm catching up on the chat, so excuse me here.
Yeah. Thumbs up, you guys. Leave a thumbs up.
Yeah, please leave a thumbs up. I'm about to do show and tell also. So I have a cool show and tell guitar. Yes, Eric Carr had a Jufro. Not even like my Jufro where it's like tight and little, but like I used to have in the 80s, where this was like after it rained, I looked like a dirty fucking Q-tip. Just all over the place. I put so much gel in my hair in the 80s. It was like weighed down like by 20 pounds. Soda, does Paul bat for the other team like David Lee Roth? Come on, man.
Oh, come on.
Nah, this is a straight guy. Now, Vinny, and again, not that there's anything wrong with that, but no, it's not accurate. Now, Fred Level Midnight, don't get on CC DeVille. You know I'm a fan.
I'm gonna take Howie out real quick. I'll be right back.
When you get back, I'm doing show and tell.
Okay.
I got a really cool show and tell guitar today. So I'm going to catch up with the chat. Michael B says Mark Slaughter was great with Vinnie Vincent. Yeah, no, man, that was the beginning of Slaughter as a band. And I think Slaughter was and is terrific. Rest in peace, Tim Kelly. But Mark Slaughter and Dana Strum and Bobby Rock were with Vinnie Vincent as their second band lineup. And, what do you say? I mean, a vocalist like Mark Slaughter, like hitting, 3 octaves? I mean, great stuff. And going back on the Poison thing, because we're talking about that in the chat also. Yeah, you know what? CC DeVille was the right fit for Poison. And he auditioned with a lot of other guys, including Slash. Could you guys imagine Slash playing with Poison? And Poison was all in girl makeup and glammy, spandex clothes, and you have Slash. Even when Guns N' Roses was doing their initial glam phase, you didn't see Slash in makeup. You would have seen Slash in makeup with Guns N' Roses. Guaranteed. Because with Poison, rather. because in Guns N' Roses, Axl had a little makeup and he had the hair teased out. And, you know, he was all glammy. If you watch Welcome to the Jungle, you'll see he's got all the hairspray and stuff. But Slash didn't adopt that. With Poison, Slash would be in lipstick and fishnets and the whole 9 yards. Not that there's anything wrong with that. But yeah, no, CC was definitely the right guitarist for Poison. He was loose. He was fun. He was a good player, if not a complex player. You know, I mean, the guy, you know, he's singing, singing backup vocals on songs about partying and doing blow off a chick's tits and nothing but a good time. I mean, that's CC DeVille. He's fun. He's a melodic player and a great writer. But no, he's not a technical guitar player. He's no Steve Vai or Joe Satriani. He's a great player for what he does. I love Poison. Let's see. Going back to the chat. Thank you, Dan Halen. Thank you very much, brother. Dog PA says, I was there in the 70s. No adult would go see Kiss. Funny how their kids fell for it. You know, you got to realize in the 70s, Kiss was initially taken as kind of a joke. I mean, they appeared on Merv Griffin and, you know, Gene's basically talking about being evil and a demon and rolling his eyes back and wagging his tongue. And, you know, he's playing it like in the character. And everyone's just like, what the fuck is this? Who is this nut job? You know, and you know, he's singing all these dark, deep-voiced songs, and then Paul is singing about having a good time and partying, getting laid. You know, even Paul went to Gene and said, "How come you don't write any fun songs? You know, let's write some fun songs. I want to hear about you being the god of thunder and darkness, and you know, write fun stuff. So you write fun stuff, you know." So, yeah, but a lot of people weren't into it. And then, you know, after the third album, they started catching on and they're like, wow, these guys are very fucking cool. Let's see. Sean Mahoney writes, Robert Fleischman, first Vinnie Vincent vocalist, wrote Wheel in the Sky when he was briefly in Journey. I didn't know that Robert Fleischman was even in Journey. That's so fucking cool. I had no idea, man. Thank you for that. And yeah, please leave thumbs up. Well, we're getting to our show and tell moment as soon as Johnny gets back. Michael B wants to know what I think of Crimson Glory. Now, okay, back in the 80s when I first got Crimson Glory's albums, I think they had 2, if I'm not mistaken. I could picture the covers, but I forget the names. They might have had even more, but 2 were sticking in my mind. I said immediately, oh my God, if Queensryche ever and these are literally my words to myself, if Queensryche ever wants to get rid of Jeff Tate, this guy is awesome and perfect to have his exact voice. And lo and behold, there years later, when I'm hearing from Queensryche, because I know those guys, that literally, hey, you know who we're getting? The guy from Crimson Glory. Wow. Yeah, I never thought I'd see the day, but fucking A. And he's terrific. Todd LaTorre, by the way, is the frontman's name. And Todd is incredible. If you have not heard Queensryche's new album, Queensryche's new album is fucking great. They've really found their space finally. You know, the first 2 albums, it was like, we're trying to get our footing. This is cool. Trying to get our footing. The second album, okay, almost there. Third album, this is the one. This is the one they've got it. It's really good. It's called The Verdict. I recommend it. Saw them live. Great show. Michael Wilton, lead guitar now. And yeah, I miss Chris DeGarmo, but Michael Wilton is really doing a great job. And Parker is now the rhythm guitarist. And Todd LaTorre is doing a fucking phenomenal job. So even back then, I loved Crimson Glory. Their own material, terrific. And Todd LaTorre with Queensryche, terrific. So big fan of theirs. Let's see. Going through the chat a bit. catching up, kids. Joe Hervey 84, Van Halen is overrated. Where did that come from, man? We're talking about Kiss and Vinnie Vincent and Poison. Where did Van Halen come in? He's not overrated. Neither is the band. Joe Hervey 84, can't wait for the guitar you're showing tonight. Yeah, no, it's a cool one, man. It's a cool one. Hang on. Let's see. Mike Neese says CC DeVille always figures out a way to squeeze a few more notes in there. Yeah, no, I like CC's solos now. Back then, and you know, I think he's a very melodic player. I was always enjoying. He was playing BC Rich back in the day, and then Ibanez and a lot of other guitars. Now he plays GMPs, the GMP round horn Vs, which are terrific guitars made by Dan Lawrence here in California, in the land where great guitars were usually made in the 80s. So yeah, CC's got some cool guitars. Reza Khan says Slaughter was really great and CC was awesome for Poison. I agree. Let's see. Fruitcake Tony says Robert Fleischman is a prime example why rock stars should change their name. Yeah, not a stage name, but great vocals, man. Really terrific. Let's see what else we got in the chat. Poison and a lot of the other 80s bands were very influenced by Kiss. Kiss was a very important band, Doom Driver says. Yeah, dude, everybody has some Kiss influence. I don't care who you are. I mean, you know, Van Halen, you know, Gene used to go see Eddie Van Halen, and Eddie really liked Kiss also back in the day. I know so many bands that have opened for Kiss, and it's more their dream opening for Kiss than like opening their own arena show. You know, bands like Danger Danger, I remember huge Kiss fans growing up. It was a thrill to be opening for them, forgetting even their own headlining tour shows. A lot of bands are like that, man. Ace Frehley's a big deal to all of us. Doom Driver says Kiss Alive was when they really broke through. Absolutely. Kiss Alive was a groundbreaking record because hearing something like that with the show they put on and their style of music and the way the audience reacted, absolutely, Kiss Alive was an incredible album. Let's see. Mad Dog Sunset Strip in the 80s was crazy. You bet. Mr. BHB Jr. just listened to New Queensryche. I told you, man, it is really seriously good. Highly recommend it. Let's see. Gabrielle Tone Guitar says, I'll leave a thumbs up only if Show and Tell is not an Ibanez guitar. It's not. All right. It's time for Show and Tell. I'm enjoying the chat. Johnny's back. I'm running real late today with Show and Tell, so forgive me for those of you guys that had to go to bed and are watching this in the rerun. Today's Show and Tell guitar, I'm going to get right to it. It's a vintage BC Rich that I don't believe I've had this body style on the show before. It was designed by Rick Derringer. Rick Derringer, if you remember, played that song Rock and Roll Hoochie Coo. And Hang On Sloopy and a bunch of other stuff in the early days. But he also was a big player of, he liked the BC Rich Eagle and the BC Rich Mockingbird. Two great designs I like too. And BC Rich said, hey, you know, if you have a design for a guitar, we'll build it. And he came up with this. A little delay, but the BC Rich Stealth. Now this guy.
Oh, look at that, man.
This is a silver gold. Let's just get a back shot so you get a. There we go. There it is.
That thing was dangerous.
Thumbnail, Johnny. Right there.
Thumbnail.
Now look at this thing. This thing is really narrow, and look at the extended horns on this guy. Really aggressive. And a lot of thrash guys have adopted this. Who was it that that really liked these also? Was it Jeff Hanneman of Slayer? I'm trying to think who played these recently in thrash bands or semi-recently within the years.
Like that shape?
This shape, specifically the BC Rich Stealth. Now, this one is an early 80s one. This is 685. This is an 83. And it's in nice silver burst, you can see. Silver with the black edges. It's repeated on the back. Very cool. That little reverse ice cream scoop headstock that you sometimes find on the Warlocks. And again, neck through construction, handmade in the USA by little Mexican luthiers with little carving knives they made by themselves. It's incredible quality, these old BC Riches. You have a rosewood board. This one is loaded with old EMGs, but they had a lot of other things with it. Kahlers usually were standard on these. I've seen them with quads, but usually Kahlers are what most people have. And again, typical BC Rich, where you have a lot of onboard effects, not even so much for playing live, but more for recording. You have boosters and splitters and phase, and master volumes and tones.
Are those active EMGs too?
These are.
Okay. Oh, so you can get a lot of different sounds out of that.
Oh, totally.
Tonally.
Totally, dude. Totally. Yeah, so you don't see these that much, the original ones. I've
never seen it
over the years. Huh?
I've never seen one of those. That's
well,
a pretty...
The original ones you don't usually see, because I think the number they made of them was less than 300.
Oh, wow.
So I think the count was like 183 or something on record, something like that. It's less than 300. They really didn't make a lot of these, but the ones they did make are incredible instruments. And again, it started with Rick Derringer, but I think I want to say Jeff Hanneman, but maybe I'm wrong in that. Does anyone in the chat know that one? Let's see.
Somebody said something.
No, Chuck Schuldner of Death. Thank you.
Thank you, R2.
Not Hanneman, not Jeff Hanneman. No, Death played these, and they even had an edition of these for Chuck. So,
Soda said that as well.
Yeah, the Chuck ones had pointed pickups, and they were made more recently. I think in the 2000s, I believe. But they had pointed pointed headstocks, and again, weren't handmade in the USA. Blah blah blah. Not the same way they were in the 80s. But these guys, super rare, super rare. The original ones, super rare. Great guitars, like all old BC Rich. I love these things. Great players, phenomenal neck. This one's kind of a medium neck. Again, when you make these things by hand, like totally carved by hand, you get different neck radiuses and stuff. And this one's kind of a medium, but I highly recommend these guys if you can find one, if you can afford it. I'm giving this one to Joe Hervey. No, I'm not. I'm just just last year's away. Just last year's away. Gabrielle Tone Guitars wants to know the weight of this. I'm going to say, because it's very thin, but you have these really long horns. I'm going to say this guy's probably in at about maybe 7 to 8 pounds. So not at all bad.
How's the balance on there as well? Because I saw, if you flip it over, I saw that there's two. Looks like there's two strap.
Yeah, the
Things on the top.
last owner obviously had an issue. I hate to say this, I'm always the wrong person to ask how a guitar balances because I'm a sit-down player. So to me, it's just on my knee. You know? I mean, I know from some people, they say, oh, you know, a Mockingbird, it's neck heavy, you know, blah, blah, blah. You should put the strap back a little bit. A bitch is better balanced. But I don't know a lot of people that own original stealths. Only a couple of my friends in collecting circles do. And like I said, I think there was like 183 of them, you know? Brett McCord asks a storage question. Do I check the 9-volt batteries in them to make sure they don't bust or leak, or do I take them out during storage? Well, my storage is always indoors and climate controlled. So for starters, they don't really get exposed to high heat. And I know they age after a while, but I do check in on my guitars every so often, depending on what it is. You know, I try to rotate them. So I've at least sometime through the year played every one at some point. So I've run into, when I first buy a guitar, finding like rotting batteries or whatever. And maybe if I haven't touched something like over a year, something has split or something like that. But I try to keep an eye on that, especially with the EMGs. I do look up when I see EMGs. I do look in the cavity just to make sure. But I haven't really experienced that problem much.
Mm-hmm. You got to do that with pedals too. If you keep batteries and pedals, or even anything you keep batteries in, you know.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it with pedals. I didn't even think about it with pedals. I don't even own a lot of pedals. You know, I have maybe maybe like 6 or 7 pedals, maybe. You know.
Mm-hmm. And what's your favorite one? Like, or what do you have?
The favorite one is the one I bought recently, which is a tube Dreamer, it's called, and it's basically it's a copy made in Europe of an old Ibanez tube Screamer using the same chip. You know, that same desirable silicon chip that gives it that tone. And I tried them side by side at a store, and I have to admit, I liked the Tube Dreamer better. And it's really terrific, man. You know, I think it just apes it like beautifully. So that's my favorite. But I mean, I have like, let's see, I'm trying to remember. I have a double Boss distortion that I had back in the 80s, like that big yellow one with the 2 pedals. I have a multi-pedal that has like five pedals, a couple of hundred presets you could put in, and a wah. And then I have a Metal Zone. I have a one Steve Brown from Trickster gave me. I forgot the name of it. I forget. I don't use a lot of pedals except for that Tube Dreamer. I really like that. You know, let me grab that real quick because I would like to show that because it's a really good pedal.
I love pedals. I use all kinds of pedals. Actually, I pulled this one out the other day, right here, because Boss actually they sent out a tweet talking about autumn colors or something, and it was like the distortion and then like the turbo distortion. So I tweeted them a picture of this pedal, and they retweeted the picture and they followed me back. So Boss, thank you. But yeah, this is one that I have. You ever seen this one, John?
I mean, I have a Boss pedal, but it's a double. It's an old double yellow one from the 80s that I played.
Really quick, what this one does, it's basically it is a distortion, but it's called the super feedbacker. And so what you do is you hit a note and then you step on it and it sustains that note. But it doesn't sustain it within like the exact same sound. Like once it starts sustaining, it turns into almost like a keyboard note, like a synthesizer note.
Okay, that's interesting.
So it's kind of cool. Actually, I did a video on it. I'll find it and I'll put a card.
So
right
do you play that with your guitar when you do Flock of Seagulls? And I run so far away. So
I could.
This is the booster line driver and distortion. This was Steve Brown of Tricksters. I got this. This is one he used constantly with Trickster. And I admit, I haven't really gotten into it personally. It didn't really do much for me, but you know, it's kind of neat to have other stuff. This is the one that impressed me. It's made by Jam, which, let's see, for those of you guys there, and it's called a Tube Dreamer 58. And this thing is really, really, really cool. If you like the Ibanez Tube Screamer, the 8, it's similar to it, but I find it a little smoother. It's made with the same chip, and it's solid. It's really great. I bought this in Paris. I was literally guitar shopping in Paris, and I'm just, you know, enjoying the guitars and whatever. I didn't plan on buying a pedal, and I'm not a big pedal guy, but this was plugged into an amp, so I figured I would try it. I think over there it cost me probably 178 American, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what they go for on Reverb, but and there's two versions. This one this is the updated version with the extra little boost switch, but this was so good sounding that I literally said to the guy in the store, I said, every guitar I've plugged in sounds great, and it's through this pedal. Where did you get this pedal? And he sent me to another store like in the next town, and I bought one on the spot when he let me try that and an old Tube Screamer, and both sounded great. I mean, really great. And I was like, this is so fucking close, you know, and better than I also tried. I tried a vintage one, and I tried the reissue, and this definitely sounded better than the reissue. And I thought it sounded better than the vintage one to my ears, to my own tastes. But I highly recommend this, the Jam Tube Dreamer 58. Try it in a store. If they'll let you try it, tell me what you guys think of it. I'm curious if you guys like it as much as I do, because I totally dig it.
And the company's called Jam?
Jam, yeah. Jam. Like Toe Jam or...
Is that hand painted? Or is it...
I mean, it's painted, but I don't think it's hand painted. It's probably like, well, then again,
Jam pedals.
It might be hand painted.
The Tube Dreamer
58.
Does yours have a what do you call it?
Dildo?
Are these hand painted? Because I see another one, but it doesn't look like yours. It looks different.
There's another one that didn't have this booster switch.
The one I'm looking at has a what's it called? A light bulb on the front.
So does this. That's a light bulb.
This one's a different. Oh, how can I?
And Gabriel Tone Guitars, Paris, France. He says Paris, Texas? Paris, France.
Yeah, when I was in Paris. Yeah, see, look at this one.
Zoom in. Let's see. Hold on. I don't know what. That could be an even newer version, or it could be a different version of a Tube Dreamer. It could be a different number. Like this is the 58.
Does it say 58 on the pedal itself?
Yeah, Tube Dreamer 58.
Tube Dreamer. Okay, yeah, maybe it's a different one.
Yeah, I dig this. I've been playing it through my Marshall Silver Anniversary, and I forgot what I played it through in France, but it was either like it was some other Marshall, but I love the tone of this. Like I said, go to a store, try it out. I'm curious what you guys think of this pedal.
I've never heard of those pedals, so I don't know.
Like I said, I think they're made in Europe, but I know they have them here. I know I've seen them. Yeah, look at that badass thing. The Silver Burst is cool too, and they just play like every other BC Rich, but it's really comfortable. Again, as a sit-down player, it's really comfortable. You know, so.
Jam pedals. Okay, so they go to NAMM. They have a booth at NAMM. Handmade analog pedals.
Are they handmade?
Mm-hmm. Which is making me think that they might be hand painted. Oh, wow.
Ha! Mike Neese says, I speak French. You're an ass bite. Pardon my French.
They have a Jam Double Dreamer.
Soda, I don't have any amps in this side. All my amps are on the other side of the house. I only have a couple of amps, but Brett McCord, no, I have a Shark guitar. Mark Kendall's Great White Shark. I have that one. No, Joe Hervey, playing it in the Marshall, I played it clean, and then I popped the pedal on. So on the Marshall settings, I played it clean, and then I hit the pedal, and it was great. Yeah.
These are some pretty cool looking pedals.
Dwight Bailey, I just said, my amps are on the other side of the house. Good night, Mr. BHB Jr. Thank you, brother.
Good night, Bruce. Check this out, you guys. Open this up in another browser.
Han 36 Solo, I'm not a great player. You know what? Johnny and Dave are great players. You know, you're not going to hear much from me. You know, it's like. Here, Flintstone. You know, what are you going to hear from me?
They have steampunk.
No, Doug PA, I know you can't hear me. I don't have an amp on this side of the house. Here, I'll play as much as you want, but it'll be quiet, you know.
NAMM show. Okay, they're at NAMM. Oh, there's Skolnick. Picture of Skolnick at their booth. Oh, it looks like Skolnick was actually jamming at their booth. Maybe he uses.
At Jam?
Yeah.
I didn't even know. I don't know who uses that.
They have a.
Khan, is this guitar resident? Can you hear that?
Huh?
What do you want? The Iron Man riff. Why? Even I could do that. Like, no, Gabrielle Tone. My amps are in the other side of the house. You get a mini amp hiding underneath the bed. We don't play guitar on the show usually. Let's see.
Maybe I do remember seeing their booth. Oh, these are guys that use their pedals. Steve Lukather uses them. Kenny Wayne Shepherd.
Yeah, you guys don't want to hear me play. Trust me, I'm a terrible player.
Man, I'm gonna have to check them out.
They're great. They're great pedals.
They look cool. I mean, I'm on their website. I put a link in the chat there to their site. Each of our pedals is handmade, hand painted, and inspected in Athens, Greece. So they're based in Greece.
I think they are in Greece.
So yeah, it says they're hand painted.
Yeah.
Let's see, dealers. Where's the US? USA, California. Oh, okay. They have there's a dealer in San Jose, which is just 45 minutes away from me. At Vision Guitar. Never heard of the place, but
and please leave a thumbs up because I got a really nice guitar.
Yeah, thumbs up, everybody.
Please leave thumbs up while we're talking about these. Yes, Mad Dog says some poor kid painted them for 5 cents an hour. I said they do seem hand painted. I mean, these are raised brushes.
You can feel that, right?
Yeah, totally.
Okay. You ever heard of Angel City Guitars in Los Angeles?
You know what?
Angel City.
Angel City Guitars. What are they?
Angel City that's a dealer in LA of those pedals. I'm going to their website. Angel City Guitars. Where are they? I'm trying to find where they are so you can check them out. Am I logged into Instagram? Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna follow them. Anyway, there's a dealer here in San Jose with those pedals. So maybe before NAMM. Before NAMM,
if you guys get a chance, I highly recommend you try them.
I'm gonna try them. Let's see, Vision Guitar. Oh. Where are they? They're Oh, they have store hours. Okay.
Let's see. Riza Khan says, John, do you have an Ibanez P Series guitar? Is that what you play when you're standing up peeing? Is that? No, I don't have. Ibanez's I have. Let's see. I have. I have a bunch, but I have gems. I have a 560, 570. I forget. I have a custom USA. I have an Iceman, a Fireman. I have the Pat's Dogs Iceman. Cinderella own. Let's see. Joe Hervey says he pees sitting down sometimes. I do too. Yeah. No. Yeah, Dog PA says LA's Sunset Boulevard is mostly homeless and wandering crazies today. Dude, I live in LA. Trust me, you're spot on. Although there is still the Whiskey, the Viper Room, the Rainbow. Yeah, but the Canyon Club's a better venue. And the Whiskey. Some people still play the Whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Tony, have a good night, brother.
Good night, Tony.
Have a good night.
we got 70 thumbs ups. Can we try for 80?
Come on, man. Can we get 80 thumbs up? I'd really appreciate it if you leave a thumbs up before you left. Alfe says, I thought Viper Room closed. I don't know, man, because I don't go to the Viper Room anymore. I'll tell you why. If they closed, I'm great with it because they were dicks over there. I walked up and, I basically wanted to go in. There was no line. And I said, hey, man, I'm sorry. I got to get past you. And he's like, whoa, dude. You got to stand in line, man. I was like, is there a show tonight? He's like, yeah. I said, all right, well, I want to go to the door and buy a ticket and go in. And then no one was there. He's like, we got to stand in line, man. You don't just walk in. This is the fucking Viper Room, dude. It's like, fuck you? No. That was it. I just laughed. I was like, dude, I don't give a shit about the Viper Room. Amanda Coombs says the Viper Room is still open. I don't care. I go to the Whiskey. I go to the door. And usually there's someone like, oh, hey, man, Kuda. Yeah, are you on any list tonight? Yeah, come on in. Okay, there you go. Here's your bracelet. Here's a drink voucher, whatever the fuck.
There you go. And then you yell across the street because the Viper Room is directly across the street from the Whiskey.
The Viper Room sucks my dick.
You're like, I just got into the Whiskey. They just let me in for free. I've never been to the Whiskey. I've been to the Viper Room. My friend's band played there one time. And so I went there to see my friend's band. And it's like right after they were done. You guys know what happens at the Viper Room? If you're a band there, or if you're maybe one of the two opening bands from the main band.
Imagine.
But you know what happens? Here's what happens. As soon as you're done playing, they kick you out the side door. And you have to take all your gear out the side door and put all your gear on the parking lot and have somebody pull up and to pack your car. They kick you. There's no green room there. They kick you right out on the street after you're done playing.
Fuck that.
I'm not kidding. I had to, I was helping watch my friends after I watched them play. I had to help watch their stuff on the sidewalk. And that place is tiny. Maybe that's why they do that, because it's so small there.
Dennis Barut says, don't hold back, John. Tell us what you think. Hey, listen, am I wrong? Am I wrong, really? It's like you go to the Whiskey, they're cool over there, and they have better bands playing. Why the fuck would I go to the Viper Room? I'm sorry, Amanda, but, the Rainbow, you go to the Rainbow, you have some pizza, you pay homage to Lemmy from Motorhead, but, come on. The Viper, yeah, Renus Pinkle says the Viper Room stage is small, too. He's right, it's this big. You're like standing on there playing like this, balancing on one leg, just so you don't fall off the fucking stage.
They have to open up the side door so you could have your guitar headstock stick out.
I know, right? No, what the hell?
Oh man, I got to go to the whiskey though. Next time, man. Next time I'm down there, I gotta. We got to go to the whiskey, man.
Come on, come by. Soda, I wish I was hung like my toggle switch, dude. I wish. Be easier to wash.
Speaking of the whiskey,
Speaking of my dick,
I'm surprised Caleb didn't. I know Caleb's tired because he's had a long 2 days.
Caleb plays the whiskey.
Yeah, he didn't bring it up. Tonight is the ultimate jam night at the whiskey, right?
Tuesdays, yeah.
Tonight, and it's being hosted by Hal Sparks.
There you go.
You know, from Talk Soup and Nerd Halen. And at the stroke of midnight, it's Hal's birthday.
At the what of midnight?
He's turning 50. He'll be 50 at midnight.
I don't know why he does that. I turn 29 every year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why he does that.
I turn 28 every year.
No, there you go. You got me beat. No, but seriously, it's like, you know, the whiskey is a great venue. It really is. I see a bunch of shows there. Hollywood Bowl also gets some good acts over here. You know?
The Hollywood Bowl.
The Palladium just hosted Guns N' Roses. Now hold the phone. JJ's House of Jams. Dude, you saw Grim Reaper at the whiskey a couple weeks ago? Dude, I love Grim Reaper. See you at home, my friend. See you at home, my friend. I'll see you in hell. See you in hell. I love that band. I love that band. No, they seriously, JJ's House of Jams, rock on, man. Grim Reaper was one of those 80s bands that you had to kind of be in the know because they didn't get a lot of airplay and they didn't get MTV, you know, a lot of video play, but they had some good shit. They had like 3 good albums. I think it was like the first one I think was just called Grim Reaper, and then the second one was See You in Hell, and then the third one I forgot the name of it, but it had like the Grim Reaper riding through a church window on a motorcycle. They were a very cool band, man. I wish I would have known. I would have gone to that show. I definitely would have gone to that show. Let's see. Dog PA says, too many old bad memories from late 70s whiskey. Monkey Chow, the Weasels, Brad Boulevard. Let's see. Dennis Brialt says, did I ever mention the band New Haven? I'm not familiar with New Haven. In previous shows, ever hear the song Wasted Time? I have not, but if they're on YouTube, I will check them out. Absolutely, because I love finding new metal. And even if it's not new, if it's new to me, I'm all about it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Oh, JJ's House of Jams is friends with them. Says Beavis and they were on an episode of Beavis and Butthead? Huh. I did not know that.
That's probably where I saw them.
I'm mad at Beavis and Butthead for killing Winger. At least for the time. I love Winger. So does Jay. Jay and I both love Winger. That's very cool. JJ's House of Jams. If you see them, tell them I'm an old school fan. I dig this stuff. Very cool. Mike Neese is a big fan of Anal. Oh, I'm sorry. Mike Neese is a fan of Angel. I'm sorry. Different. Very different. No, you know what, Mike? I'm an Angel fan too. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Angel, I remember them all in white. Didn't they eventually evolve into Jafria and then House of Lords? Is that Angel? I remember Angel. But didn't they? Isn't that what happened to them eventually? I thought Greg Giuffria was an Angel. Am I wrong?
Wasn't Angel the band? I remember the story from Eddie Van Halen said once that he was at a party, and this was before their first album came out. And he was at a party, and the guys from Angel were there, and he played them a copy of "You Really Got Me." This is before the album came out, right? 1977, 78. And the next day, Angel rushed into a recording studio to try to cover that song and put it out before Van Halen.
I heard this, and yes, that is a true story. I did hear that. Yes, that was Angel. Fruitcake Tony wants to know, am I into Ugly Kid Joe? They had one song I liked. I Hate Everything About You.
That was the one song, yeah.
I Hate Everything About You. I remember that one I liked a lot, yeah. And Joe Hervey's right. It's Lars' fault. It should have been Lars. Love that. Let's see. Mad Dog. She's only 11. Wow. Hal Face. Greg Giuffria was an Angel. Yes, that's what I thought. Gabriel Tone Guitar says he's a big fan of Anal on his birthday. Hey, we all get the gifts we like, right? Now, under Lock and Key, okay. Under Lock and Key, you hit a note for me. Under Lock and Key says Sound Barrier and Alcatraz were at the Whiskey in the 80s. Now, Alcatraz, for those of you guys that don't know, was a band that had Yngwie Malmsteen as a guitarist at one point and Steve Vai as a guitarist at another point. And Sound Barrier, I have a personal attachment to. I'm a very, very big old school fan of Sound Barrier. I'm friends with those guys too. And I may even have a guitar from them that will appear in a future show. Sound Barrier was the first black heavy metal band. And I was introduced to them in the early 80s. I grew up in a very mixed ethnic area of New York. And one of my buddies comes up to me and, you know, all his friends were like into Michael Jackson. And he says, I'm not into that. I said, what are you into? He's like, metal. I said, metal. I'm into metal. What are you into? And he pulls out this cassette of Sound Barrier. And I'd never heard of them. He's like, and they're black. I was like, really? And he played them. And I was instantly blown away. These guys were really fucking good. And the guitarist, Spacey T, was like, he looked like a cross between Jimi Hendrix and a Cherokee Indian warrior. And this guy wailed. And I was so into it. And I bought their other two albums through the 80s. And they were a huge influence on bands like Living Colour. And if you were a black rock band in the 80s, you were influenced by Sound Barrier. They were fucking terrific. So, yeah, Sound Barrier and Alcatraz both were very big playing at the Whiskey in the 80s. I remember Spacey T telling me that in the 80s, he's like, I remember going into southern states and playing rock shows and being concerned about our safety because 4 black guys going into like Alabama or the Carolinas or whatever in the 80s, they weren't very welcome. And he says, I remember one specific show, we get on stage and, you know, no one's clapping at everything. And some fat redneck yells up on the stage and he says, what are you going to do with that guitar, boy? And he says, I will show you, motherfucker. And he just wailed. And they won that crowd over because they're that good, you know? Mm-hmm. And Spacey T, I'll tell the story about his guitar in another episode, but he has a very special, very historic Jackson guitar that he played through the 80s. And I'll tell you guys about it at another show. But Sound Barrier, great band. Alcatraz, of course, you guys have heard of them. Let's see. What else we got in the chat? I'm a little behind.
I looked up Angel, and yeah, this it's a small world, man. Angel was discovered by Gene Simmons.
Where's Dave right now? This is Gene Simmons of Kiss. I discovered Angel, and I found anal in the same club.
Yeah, he signed them to Kiss's record label.
Gene found a lot of people, man. Gene found Van Halen. I mean, think about that. You know, Gene put management toward them.
They got away from him, though.
Let's see. Mike Neese says Vandenberg was good. Adrian Vandenberg, man, terrific guitar player. Joined Whitesnake during a great time. Soda wants to know, do I have any guitars from Steelheart? I don't, but I love Steelheart. I think Mike Mativic was an incredible vocalist, literally one of the best of the 80s, hitting octaves that only other guys like Mark Slaughter and Jeff Tate and Todd LaTorre could do at the time. So, yeah.
I'll never let you go.
Yeah. I mean, he was doing it.
I remember that.
Yeah. Let's see. So no guitars from them, but I love the band. And Mike Mativic. How did Patti Smith of Scandal almost join Van Halen after Roth left? Was she in the running? I heard that, I think. Johnny?
Yeah. Yeah, she was one of the names. After Roth left, one of the ideas they had was to make like an all-star record with a bunch of different singers on it.
That could have been cool.
And I think she was maybe one of them. Phil Collins was one of them, possibly.
Phil Collins. Wait,
different...
Phil Collins or Phil Collins?
Phil Collins.
Collins, like
Collins.
I can feel it coming.
Yeah.
That Phil Collins?
Yeah.
Okay. Because Collins, Def Leppard.
Yeah. Well, Dave says Collins.
Collins. Well, Johnny, you pronounce it best because he knocked you over at NAMM.
My arm is still sore, man.
Fucking asshole, Phil Collins.
That dude's solid, man.
He's jacked, man. He's totally jacked.
Oh, I'm still reading about Angel.
Angel has a really interesting story. And that was what? Greg Giuffria left Angel, formed Giuffria, who sang that song, what was it? Come to Your Heart?
They've had a lot of band members, man.
Yeah, and then they went to House of Lords.
It actually says here that
Gene Simmons signed.
It says here that they're going to do a tour in 2019.
They reunited. I heard that.
Oh, it's almost over. Oh, so I guess maybe they already did it.
I don't know if they did it yet or they're touring now.
Upcoming tour in the works for 2019.
Reza Khan's onto something. I'll show that guitar at a later date. I'm saving it for a special day. But that's a more special Jackson than you know. Trust me. I have a whole history of that, both from Space CT and Grover Jackson. I'm going to bring that on one day, and you'll be shocked at what that guitar is. Let's see. Pal Guitars wants to know, do I like TNT? I do. And, two people recently asked me about TNT and what I thought of them. They never in the 80s stood out to me as a band that I was going crazy for. Like certain bands I was always throwing back in my, CD player. I mean, Bon Jovi and Dokken and Danger and, a lot of them. But for some reason, TNT was one of those bands that like I'd find in the used section of CDs and, try to sample it real quick and see what it sounded like and go, okay, these guys are cool. But no songs really stood out to me like super much. I think there was one called, what was it, 10,000 Lovers? I think it was 10,000 Lovers. Is that right? 10,000 Lovers in One? Is that TNT? That is, right?
TNT, Knights of the New Thunder.
Good night, Amanda.
Good night, Amanda. Tell No Tales. I don't see that one.
I think
What year? What year are you thinking?
80s. Hold on.
TNT is from 82. Knights of the New Thunder was 84. This is all on Polygram Records.
I have all these albums. And I like the guitarist. He's a monster player. He plays this, I think it's a Fender Strat, like a black Fender Strat with like a silver checkerboard. I forgot his name. TNT band. 10,000. Let me see. I think it's 10,000 Lovers. Yeah, 10,000 Lovers by TNT.
Oh, it's a song?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That song I liked a lot. I'm trying to see what album it's from. Because that was the one that stuck with me the most. They had a bunch of albums. Yeah, it was called 10,000 Lovers in One. Great song. Let's see. 2 different music videos. Now the thing about TNT, they were a foreign band. I think they were a Swedish band. Sweden or Finland, I think.
That was off Tell No Tales. That was the second song. 10,000 Lovers and then In One.
Yeah, and then one member was United States, and the others were, let's see. It was either Finland or
they're Norwegian.
Norwegian. Okay, that was it. Yeah, I really liked them, but casually. They weren't blowing me away, but they were very cool. And the guitarist is a monster player. Let's see. Ronnie was great in TNT. I think Ronnie was the guitar player, right?
Lead guitar synthesizer. Oh, talk box.
Ronnie, right?
Ronnie Lee.
Yeah, Ronnie Lee Techro. Thank you, pal. Pal guitars. Thank you. Yeah, and they didn't break. Okay, Claude G says they didn't break until the album Tell No Tales. But I had their first album. Again, I always looked for metal bands that I could dig. Even if they weren't on the radio, or even if they weren't popular, I was always listening for metal bands that I was like, oh, this is cool. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ronnie Lee Techro. Very cool. Soda's asking if I like Kicks. Kicks I liked right out of the gate. I bought their first album. I bought Midnight Dynamite. They didn't break for a long while. I think their fourth album, Blow My Fuse, when they hit that ballad, Don't Close Your Eyes, that was when Kicks broke open to the MTV crowd. But Kicks is so underrated. I mean, really, really underrated. You know, they have a couple of albums. Well, they have a lot of albums out, but I think Blow My Fuse, I think, was their fourth album, if I'm not mistaken.
Let's see. Oh, they started in the 70s.
What was it? Because I got a copy of the first Kicks album in the 80s, like before they were popular.
Was it just?
It was just called Kicks.
1981.
It was just called Kicks. Then there was Midnight Dynamite and another one I forgot.
Blow My Fuse.
That was later.
Cool Kids.
Cool Kids.
1983.
Yes. Yeah. And Kicks, Blow My Fuse was the one that broke out on MTV with Don't Close Your Eyes. So that was the album that made them. But I like them out of the gate, Soda. Like, what a great fucking band. I look at them like another band like Great White. Great White had so many good early albums, and they didn't break till Once Bitten. You know?
Mm-hmm.
White had Great White, Down on Your Knees, Shot in the Dark. I know I'm missing something, but I mean, they had like a bunch of early albums that a lot of people didn't know unless you were like really, really looking for obscure metal. Kix was the same way. Great fucking band. Another one, Dirty Looks. Oh my God. And Dirty Looks, I don't think ever really broke out to the level they should have. You know, I've heard them called a poor man's AC/DC. Dude, I like them just as much, if not even a little more than AC/DC. And they also had a ton of albums. You've seen me wear their T-shirt on the TV show. The Dirty Looks logo T-shirt. They're also really great.
Dirty Looks?
Yeah. Oh, phenomenal.
Formed in 1980.
Yeah. The singer was Heinrich Ostergood, I think.
Wait.
He passed away, which, you know, was terrible, man, because he was an amazing guitarist, amazing writer, amazing vocalist.
Is this the right band? Oh, man. If this is the right band, they've had literally
Like
200
20 albums.
200 band members.
That's probably them.
From origin of San Francisco.
Was Heinrich Ostergood the constant?
Heinrich Ostergood was a past member.
Yes. He was that band. He was that band. He was the guitarist. He was the writer. He was the vocalist. He was that band.
84 to 96, and then 2006 to 2011. Him.
The closest they ever got of breaking out in Dirty Looks was the album Turn of the Screw, which I think was like maybe their third or fourth one.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Fifth one. Jesus.
1989.
They're phenomenal. Another one I really, really, think is an underrated 80s bands. Han 36 Solo, you're Norwegian, man. So, yeah, you got some good TMT appearances, I'm sure. And again, these are all bands that like play on like a lot of these tours that, have like 20 band lineups from the 80s. That's where you'll see bands like that and Trickster and, all those kind of guys. Firehouse. Let's see. Dog PA says, what do I think of Vane? Vane is another one that I liked early on. Well, I don't know about as early on. I discovered Vane with the album. What was the name of the album? It might have just been called Vane, but it had the song 1,000 Degrees on it. That was phenomenal. I thought Davey Vane was another of the best 80s underrated vocalists ever. And, I hate to sound like fucking Eddie
They're from
Trump.
San Francisco.
I know Davey Vane and his wife. Really terrific band. You play that song 1,000 Degrees, tell me you're not like blown away by how melodic and catchy it is. And that whole album was terrific. Have you heard of them, Johnny, or is that not the...
I've heard the name. It says they're from San Francisco, so they're from here.
Right.
I'm going to have to check them out. I know the name. I've heard the name.
His guitarist, one of his guitarists I met like 2 or 3 years ago, I think is German or somewhere in Europe. He's foreign. Let's see.
There's Davey Vane.
Davey Vane is the vocalist.
Danny West played guitar. Sean Rory played guitar. Joel Proto?
Protein Lover. Huh. I dated his sister.
He's a guitar player now.
Yeah, he's very good. I mean, the Beane is a great band, but another one of those never broke out super big. But if you get to hear their albums, they're fucking phenomenal. This is what I always tell people. You know, they're like, "Oh, there's no new metal music." Go back in time. Go on eBay, go on Amazon, and look for albums that you didn't buy in the 80s, but you should have. And bands like Vane and Kicks and Dirty Looks and Early Great White and TNT, these are bands that to you will be brand new when you buy a CD that you missed in the 80s. Because this is good shit. Let's see, Lizzie Borden, I dug. I thought they were a good band. Except, I never got into Except. I tried. I never got into that Balls to the Wall song. You know, it was, I don't know. It just never rocked me. I don't know. I mean, I know some guys dig them, but I never got into Accept. I never got into Rough Cut is another one. And I think Amir is a good guitarist, but just something about the songs just never really caught me.
Mm-hmm.
You know? What do you think of those two, Johnny? Am I crazy?
I haven't heard them.
There you go. See, Johnny?
I'm going to have to... They'll be new to me. We'll have to put a bunch of the stuff in the Discord. Is John Biel still here? Is anybody still here? Nesdal left 3 hours ago.
There are a bunch of people here. Let's see. Reza Khan, do I have any Firehouse guitars? No, but Bill Leverty signed like one of my Vandenberg. I have a Vandenberg Nagel signed by Bill Leverty. I don't know why it's not his guitar, but I guess someone liked an appearance he made. And Firehouse is also a great band. Let's see. Blank Palette 2 wants to know, did I like Riot from Long Island? I'm a Long Island boy originally, and yeah, Riot was terrific. And then from Riot, you got Rhett Forrester, who also played with Virgin Steel and a solo career. Terrific vocalist. And one of those tragic things in rock music, Rhett got shot during a live show. Somebody was, basically came in the club. I don't know if it was someone who knew him or whatever. I don't think so. I think it was one of those robberies gone awry kind of things, and or shooting at the wrong person. But Rhett Forrester got shot during a show on stage and died.
What band was that?
At the time, he was doing solo stuff under Rhett Forrester. RHETTFORRESTER. But he was also at one point the frontman for Riot, and at one point a frontman for Virgin Steel. Rhett Forrester. Look up, if you want a great song, go on YouTube later and go for a song called Assume the Position.
Forrester.
Rhett, RHETT. Put in YouTube, Assume the Position, Rhett, RHETT, and it'll come up.
Okay. There's a bunch of different people with a similar name.
How many Rhett Forresters could there be in rock music?
Forrester. Oh, okay. Here he is.
Assume the Position is the song you're looking for. I mean, look, Riot, great band. Great band all across the board. But I personally liked his solo album a lot.
I'm going to have to listen to a bunch of this stuff tonight.
Listen, man, I'll give you 100 recommendations. Soda wants to know some Canadian bands. Well, how about we start with Sebastian Bach is Canadian. Right out of the gate, there's Sebastian Bach. Hey, Laverna 595. Sorry, I'm just catching up with you now.
Hey, Laverna, Tube Supio.
Mike Neese brings up Crocus. The Headhunter album I was huge on because the video Screaming in the Night was a personal favorite of mine, still is. And I thought, as a kid, I thought that video was fucking awesome. Go watch the video for Screaming in the Night. And it's just the way, the emotional vocals that guy brings to that song, man. Phenomenal. Headhunter was a great album. Under Lock and Key brings up XYZ. You know, I own one of their guitars, and fucking great band. The first XYZ album and their second album, Hungry, both terrific metal albums. Among my personal favorites. Really good. Let's see. Dangerous Toys, Teasin' Pleasin'. That was a great song. Let's see. Joe Hervey says Long Island had some great death metal bands. Well, I mean, you got Suffocation. My friend Terrence there. I mean, that's a great metal band out of Long Island right there. Long Island, let me tell you something, man. And I grew up on Long Island. We had a great metal scene too in the 80s. I mean, aside from death metal, which was more, a little later, you had bands like Twisted Sister, Dee Snider's out of there, Danger Danger. Those guys are out of there. Bon Jovi's from New Jersey, with the exception of Sebastian Bach. Skid Row's out of New Jersey. The tri-state area in New York, we had a lot of great bands come out of there. Let's see. Soda asks Laverna, do you like The Witchery or The Haunted? I've never heard either. Under Lock and Key says, after all these years, found out George Lynch was the guy set to replace Randy Rhoads after he passed away. Imagine how they would have sounded. The fun thing about George Lynch's audition at Ozzy Osbourne was Sharon hated him. Sharon basically said he had hair like the Kanjagugu guy, who, she literally said that she hated his hair, and George was playing Booger, the green tiger, which was made at the same time as his yellow one, and she said, "Look at him! He's got short, ridiculous hair like the Kanjagugu guy, and look at his guitar. He's playing a piece of snot." So George named that guitar Booger, his green tiger, after Sharon calling it a piece of snot. So, but Ozzy set him up to think for 2 weeks that he had the gig. And George had quit his job. George was like a liquor delivery guy, I think, like driving a truck. And he literally quit his job thinking, I'm Ozzy's new guitarist. Because he's dragging him around the shows. And, yeah, you're starting soon. And 2 weeks later, it's like, yeah, we're so sorry. We decided to go with Jake, who George knew. And George was suddenly out of a job and really depressed.
Who George taught guitar.
Yeah, and then ironically, Dockin came along, so it worked out. But it's really funny if you think about it. Yeah, I think they were rooming together at one point too.
It was George's roommate that he taught guitar lessons to.
Yeah. That's really funny. Think about that. We've decided to go with Dave Nesdall. I'm sorry, George. Dave has the gig. Let's see.
You sound like Paul McCartney there.
Who? But Paul was always like together. Yeah, we're very happy with the way the Beatles turned out. But Ozzy was always like befuddled, like, hey, we're going to go with George. No, wait, you're George. Oh, we're fucking you. We're going to go with Jake so we can fuck him later.
We're gonna go with Ringo.
All right. Well, he's the only drummer that showed up for the auditions, fellas. What do you think? He sure is ugly. That's right. All right, Ringo, you have the gig. Would you be willing to get a nose job?
Can you grow your hair?
Renus asks, have I ever heard of a band called Hawk from the 80s? No, I haven't. But if you have an old CD, mail it to me, man. I'm happy to listen to it. Let's see. Nightbot mentions Adam at FU Tone. We love FU Tone. We do love FU Tone. Mad Dog, yeah, Sharon did not like George Lynch. Let's see. Do I remember White Tiger? I don't. But again, happy to listen to it if you send me something.
Yeah, I think Nesdal went to bed. I think it's
Desiree, right.
Because he looked wiped out even before we started.
That's just the way Dave looks.
So it looked like they'd been like maybe jamming and stuff, you know.
I'm sure they had a full day, man. I'm sure they had a full day of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Soda asks, can I do a show like Hollywood Treasure but for guitars? For those of you guys that are fans of one of my old TV shows, Hollywood Treasure, that's where myself and 3 others were traveling the world looking for movie props. And yeah, you know, people have brought that up to me, and someone is even doing a show like that. I mean, no one's ever heard of it, but they asked me if I wanted to be a guest, and I was like, you know, they're like, you could show off your collection. I'm like, I'm part of a show that does that right now, so I appreciate it, but no, I really can't, you know. So, but yeah, I've been approached for that. I mean, if a real network approached me for it, I guess I would consider it, you know, because I love TV work. Speaking of which, by the way, shout out if there are any Lost fans listening to this right now, because we just had the 15th anniversary of the TV show Lost, which I was a part of season 6. So huge shout out to any fans of the TV show Lost that might have chimed in and checked in today. Thank you for watching. Best fans in the fucking world, really. I got so many messages the other day on what we call Lost Day, the day that Lost aired 15 years ago. I got so many nice messages and fan mails and just, you know, stuff like that. So Lost fans are the best. Thank you, guys, if any of you are tuned in right now. Let's see. Face, did I ever hear of Shark Island? Originally called the Sharks, big LA band, became Shark Island. Absolutely. I love the song Paris Calling. Huge fan of that song. And I love their guitar player. Let's see. Enough's Enough. Another great one. Fly High Michelle. Great song. Mike Nees brings up Loudness. Walk and Roll, Crazy Nights. Love it. I think Elmer Fudd was singing that. Yeah, no, I love Loudness. And let me tell you something about Loudness. I think his name is Akira Takasaki. Am I pronouncing that right? I hope I am, because I really love them. Loudness is one of those bands. They broke out in the United States with Rock and Roll Crazy Nights. And they have so many more albums in Japan that never made it to the States that are in Japanese. And I bought them all because they're fucking phenomenal. They've had 2 different vocalists, I think, over the years, maybe 3 by now. I don't even know. But Thunder in the East was the first one, which had Rock and Roll Crazy Nights. And then what was, Johnny, look up Loudness, what I think their 3rd album. It was amazing. Like it's still a huge album I play over and over. And I forgot the name of it. Hurricane Eyes. And there's a song, Ashes in the Sky.
Their 3rd album?
Is that Hurricane Eyes?
The Law of Devil's Land.
What's the second album?
Devil Soldier.
Devil Soldier came later. What came after Thunder in the East?
Let's see. Shadows of War.
That's a single.
They say studio albums.
Then that might be a Japanese release.
Oh, there's a bunch of these records. Yeah, are Japanese, just in Japan, like you were saying.
They're great. I literally have about probably 20 something Loudness albums, and about half of them were only released in Japan. And they're terrific. And I don't care if they're in all Japanese. I don't speak Japanese. I don't care. It's great fucking music. It's great metal. It's really, really, really good. Akira is a killer guitarist. What's his name? Takasaki? Am I fucking that up?
Akira Takasaki. That's what it looks like.
Okay, so I'm not fucking it up. Okay. Fucking great. If you have the album Hurricane Eyes and you listen to that song Ashes in the Sky, phenomenal song. Really, really, really good. Highly recommend that album.
1987.
Dennis Burrell asks if I like Danger Danger. Dude, I love Danger Danger. When they first started, I was one of their earliest fans. I know those guys. They're from Long Island. And Andy Timmons was, I want to say their first guitarist, but if you're in the know, it was actually Tony Bruno of Soraya that wrote most of the original guitar parts of that first album. And then they brought in Andy Timmons, and he recorded part of the album, but like maybe I think on 2 songs. And then he wrote all the second album, like Puppet Show and things like that in Monkey Business, the second album. But I'm a huge Danger Danger fan. I've had some of their guitars on here from Andy Timmons that I brought on the show. Love Danger Danger. Huge Danger. Naughty Naughty is still to this day one of my all-time favorite songs. No lie.
I remember that one.
Oh, Ted Poley's vocals, just the great video.
That one was on MTV. It was all over MTV.
All over MTV.
Yeah.
Naughty Naughty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great song. And there were a lot of good songs on that first album. Bang Bang, another good one.
Oh, yeah. I remember that one.
Bang Bang. I used to sing that song, Bung Bung. The song goes, bang, bang, what's that sound? I gave you my heart, then you shot me down. And as a joke, like, I think I sang it for Ted Poley. I said, bung, bung, here's my cock. You thought it was huge, but it was really a sock. Something like that. I did a whole parody of that song.
Oh, my gosh.
Under Lock and Key says Loudness was like an Asian version of Van Halen. Pretty accurate, man. Pretty accurate. Let's see. Reza Khan, Enough's Enough. John Bulwer brings up 2 Reza Khan. Enough's Enough was a Kramer playing band. They love the wild, bizarre paint jobs. Yeah, Enough's Enough was one of the few bands that had an early hollow flash. Kramer. You had 3 guys playing them. You had Andy Timmons of Danger Danger. You had Steve Brown of Trickster, and you had what's his name from Enough's Enough?
Chip's Enough?
No, not Chip. What's his name? He died. Oh, so embarrassing. Fuck.
Let's see real quick.
Yeah, someone help me. I'm having a brain fart here.
I
know his name.
Well, band members.
Help me here.
Okay, this is current members. Where's
No, he's dead. He's definitely not current.
Donnie?
No, not Donnie.
BW? Gino? Pete?
No.
Tony? Derek? Vic?
Derek
Ricky?
Frigo. Derek Frigo, the great Derek Frigo. Yeah, he passed away, but he was one of the 3 people that played an early hollow flash Kramer.
Let's see. I'll look him up real quick.
Canadian Doom Driver brings up Canadian band Skinny Puppy, and Odorous and Dave from Guar were originally Canadian. Skinny Puppy. I'm friends with Ogre, but I'm not a fan. Skinny Puppy was never a metal band for me. They were more kind of punky. It's not really my thing. I love Ogre, but not my jam musically. Tube Supio also like Crocus's Screaming in the Night. Absolutely, man. Best song they ever wrote. One of my all-time favorites. Halface brings up Pretty Maids. Pretty Maids were European, and they were fucking phenomenal. They did like 4 versions of a song called Savage Heart. That I love that song. I play the opening to that all the time. If you want a great song, go on YouTube, play Pretty Maids Savage Heart. You'll find a live version. You'll find an acoustic version, an electric version. Great band. I forgot where they're from, though. Johnny, do you know?
Let me look. And then we should wind down. We just went over 3 hours.
Yeah, we're killing it tonight.
I still have to walk Howie.
Let's see.
I'll
touch on a couple of things real quick.
Pretty Maids?
Huh?
Pretty Maids?
Pretty Maids, Savage Heart. That's the song you want, man. Phenomenal. Just phenomenal. Let's see. Other bands guys are bringing up real quick in the chat, guys and gals. Salty Dog, I remember them. Smashing Gladys. Let's see. Laz Rocket. White Lion, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Jezebels. There's a club. Okay. Let's see.
Are those really bands, Renus?
Yeah, I know. Wow. My cock. It's like the roll call from last week. Blue Murder, phenomenal. John Sykes does no wrong. In my eyes, John Sykes is one of the all-time greats. From his White Snake stuff to his solo stuff, Blue Murder. Let's see.
See you, Soda.
Let's see. Shotgun Messiah. Vicious Rumors, another one.
Blue Waffle?
What the fuck? That's bullshit. There's no band. There's no Blue Waffle.
What is that?
Let's see. Randy Jackson and Zebra, you bet. Zebra was a great Long Island band. I'm friends with Felix, the bass player. Let's see. Gorky Park. You know what? Gorky Park was that one-trick pony. I hate to say it, for the Moscow Music Peace Festival. That song Bang was fun, but they're responsible for that damn Triangle Kramer. You remember that, Johnny?
Yeah.
That Kramer, whatever, Basilisk or whatever the fuck that thing was called.
That was the only way I knew who they were, is because of that Kramer.
That damn Kramer. And I love the Moscow Music Peace Festival. Would love to do something like that now. Let's see. Dennis Baralt says Guitar Mags need to hire me for a series on bands. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Joe Hervey says he farted blood yesterday. Nice to know. Thank you. That's not a band, by the way. Mad Dog brings up Killer Dwarfs. Now that's another band I'm huge on. Dirty Weapons kind of broke them out, but they had albums before that were great. Killer Dwarfs is a really, really good band. Hurricane, really underrated band. Sabotage, another band who has like 20 albums that not everyone knows. There's that many.
I remember hearing about Sabotage in 1994 because Alex Skolnick was teaching lessons at the shop I used to work at, and he took off to tour with them with Sabotage.
Oh, sure.
So he toured. I think he did a record with them.
The
and
first
toured.
breakout that they had was Gutter Ballet, which, again, one of my all-time favorites. And then they followed it up with a concept album called Streets that was also really terrific. And that had, that was like, I want to say their fourth album was Gutter Ballet, I think. No, even more than that. Because they had Hall the Mountain King also broke out for them early on. And then they became more melodic. But they had Fight for the Rock and a self-titled CD. I mean, they had like a bunch of CDs before even Hall the Mountain King came out. They had like 20 albums. and then they became Trans-Siberian Orchestra as well. Some of the players there, that's Trans-Siberian Orchestra. When you go to the mall this Christmas and you hear that dun 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 dun, that's Trans-Siberian Orchestra. That's Sabotage.
Mm-hmm.
Great stuff.
Some of these names. Oh gosh.
Renus is on a roll.
There's a few people playing along.
All right, we could do this all night, but I know you've got to walk, Howie. I'm going to go have dinner.
Yeah. I still have to have dinner.
All of you, thank you for watching tonight. I'm sorry show and tell was late. Hope you
that was 2 hours ago.
Chat. We love you. Please leave thumbs up for the video.
Thumbs ups. Subscribe.
If you liked my jizzy entrance, leave a thumbs up. If you didn't like my jizzy entrance, leave a thumbs up and subscribe.
Mm-hmm. Wow, 3 hours. We gave you guys 3 hours tonight. 3 hours and 7 minutes.
That deserves some thumbs up.
Nizdal's already in bed.
Yeah, Dave's sleeping for an hour by now.
Who was it that said that? So I saw that. Somebody in the chat said that Caleb actually took off with that guitar and Nizdal was clinging on to the train. Who said that? It was in the chat. I saw it.
I don't know, man, but it was a good joke. We love you guys. We love you, love you, love you. And I will see you next Tuesday. Johnny will see you on Friday. And rock on. Thank you for watching, man. We love you guys and gals.
All of you. And
all of you. Everyone. Even you.
And there's Ned right there. Look, on the couch. There's Ned.
There he is.
Thumbs up for Ned.
Please. Thumbs up for Ned. Thumbs up for Howie.
Yeah, there's Howie. He's like, come on, Johnny, let's go. He's right there. All right, rock on, everybody. See you
rock
guys
on,
soon.
guys and gals.
And
see you next week.
There you go. JohnnyBeane.tv. How do you do this?
And leave comments. We love you guys. Leave comments.
Yeah, leave comments below on playback.
We read them.
We read them. We do. Who gets what? The cat hair?
The talk
I
is
do.
gonna hook up with Ned because Ned's a pussy.
Ned is awesome. Ned is so cool. There's Howie looking at the Wolfgang.
Love Howie too. You got all the good animals there, man.
Oh.
All right, remember, guys and gals, even if your parents don't love you, even if your spouses don't love you, boyfriends, girlfriends, we love you. So rock on.
All right. Good night.